Welcome back, everybody, to episode 165. That is right. I said 165. During our first maybe 5 to 10 episodes, one of us, probably me, forgot what the number was, and I think somebody made fun of me for it. And we've been running the bit of a fake episode number ever since. And we're done with that bit. That bit is officially over. Starting today, we are on the same episode you will see when you load this on your content.
So
So we are on
refreshing.
episode, yes, we're on episode 165 of Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast for crew, by crew, mocked by crew, worn on their shirts by crew, represented in gyms all over the world by crew. I am one of your hosts, Big Joey. I am joined, as always, by Big Keith Howdy.
Howdy, howdy. But this is a podcast by crew for crew, not for crew by crew. A subtle distinction, but relevant. You
To
butchered.
you.
Yeah. To our shirt, to our logo, to our stickers, to our branding. I actually might not be on stickers, but it's
Yeah, I have no clue what you're talking about.
you fuck. Stop gaslighting me, you little shit. Uh,
uh, I'm also thinking of killing this bit. Anybody drinking anything cool?
yeah, I'm fine with the 86 in that. It's
Yeah.
over to me.
Unless you had, like, maybe we just ask at the beginning, do you want to talk about what
I
you're
don't even
drinking?
care
Kyle,
if we
you
talk
got
about
anything cool
where.
over there?
Drinking a Highlight IPA. Throw
Very,
back to my Florida roots.
very good. Very good.
I got a lime rambler. It is tasty.
I've got like water and a Miller Lite. Like I'm just double fisting both, which both might as well be water at this rate. I see the Massonomics. What shirt you got on there, Kyle?
Got the orange massive.
This is the
What's on the back of that one? I
Massonomics.
can't remember. What the heck's on the back? Oh, the lift. Yeah, the big.
This is my formal shirt.
The Archway logo.
Formal shirt. This is my going out shirt.
Yeah, this is my what I wear when I'm not working out shirt.
Very good. I have a Huck Finn shirt
Icon
on.
tee. There you go.
There you
Icon
go.
tee.
That's
There it
the
is.
word.
Yep. I have a Huck Finn shirt on because I don't want sleeves. It is too hot for life right now.
You're telling
And the
me,
less
buddy.
things I'm wearing, the better.
You're telling me it is nasty.
It is. It is.
Which actually that works out too, because I know you're getting you're getting a heat wave and followed by storms. I got a little bit of a storm, but I'm on like day 4 of damn near 100. It's brutal, like with humidity, and it's closer to 100 than it is 90 every day this week.
Yep.
And I was outside, and I didn't see a fucking. I don't think I've seen a cloud all week, except for like the half hour that it rained yesterday. Other than that, it's goddamn sunniest fucking sky I've ever seen in Rochester, New York. And I did not have a tan a few days ago, and I got a pretty dark tan now.
Yeah. My shoulders are pretty red just from being in the sun a little bit today. Yeah. 36 degrees Celsius here. I don't know what that is in freedom units.
I fucking had to Google it last night because I'm like, this motherfucker didn't convert it for us. So this isn't big kilos.
I'm not
over here.
converting for
It
you.
was like 96 point something. So
Yeah.
it was essentially what we had down here, but you were followed by a tornado. Did the tornado weather actually like break the heat at all, or was it just coming
Oh,
back?
it did. It was so gorgeous out last night. We were out and all the bugs were out and all the birds were out. Like it flew past us within about 20 minutes, but that 20 minutes was hell.
Yeah, we had a
right?
little bit of that. I thought my
On the
trash
drive
cans were gonna
home-
go over, but they didn't, thankfully.
On the drive home, trees were down. Our power was out for like 7 hours. Like it was bad. And then today it just got hot again.
Yeah.
It is threatening to storm again. No, it was. It's not now because of course we made all the plans for you to record and everything because whatever. Better safe than sorry, right?
Oh, good. What do we got? They got the billboard up out there in the old Dean.
Yep.
Dean. They said it was their 7th. It was funny. Like they've had so many billboards, they couldn't like offhand just get the answer in a couple seconds. They literally and they actually had to use more than one hand when they were counting. So they came to the consensus. They were pretty sure it was the 7th billboard, but you could hear them talking, and there was not 100% assurances that it was 7, but everyone is going to be in the Dean this summer. Well, fuck this summer, like in 15 days. Make sure you get your picture there. It is 15 days out when this is recording. I don't know, subtract a handful of days from 15. That's how many days are left when you're listening to this. But as of the Thursday we're recording, we're strongman. Well, I guess it's 16 days from powerlifting, 15 days from strongman. So yeah, it's coming up. I'm hitting a lot of big lifts the last couple days. This coming weekend, I'll do a little bit more, and hit a nice little circus dumbbell PR, got a log double PR, carried farmers, the heaviest farmers I've ever carried for like the full driveway. So that was fun. I'm hurting. That was the last, like, I ended up, I think I did that Sunday and I didn't do shit until tonight. So it was a very nice 4 day, 3 or 4 days off and do a couple more lifts. Maybe I think I'm going to do one lift either tomorrow or Sunday and then a little bit of a lighter work next week. And that's pretty much a wrap for me. But yeah, it's going to get a little body work with a nice massage and catch a plane in like 2 weeks, ready to go.
Well, after last week's episode, I got my custom power locks,
Oh yeah.
Husker power locks. So you got orange ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I got ones that are painted our colors with the U&U logo on.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, they were. Thanks, Tanner, for that. That was a great gift. The shirt, sorry, I had to lose the sleeves. He sends me a large.
That's like you
Yeah.
could, I don't know, you get it to just you cut that into a crop top and it still would
Well,
fit more.
okay, so that's part of the story. He's like, I sent you a large because it's a running gag that everybody sends you shirts that are too big.
He gets it.
And then I'm like, it's gonna lose the sleeves. He's like, just don't make it a crop top. I was like, you don't want the old Dakota cut. He's like, I don't know what it is, but I don't like it already. Like,
I think that's wasn't the Dakota cut one sleeve because they were making
one
fun of
sleeve,
the
yeah.
Karen cut, so the Dakota cut was now that's a
Yeah.
throwback. That's like a 4 year throwback there. Most people wouldn't get that.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny there. So yeah, big thanks, Tanner. Those Husker locks are great.
Did you
I
have you put them on the barbell the right way yet?
yeah. Interestingly, you know what's funny about my brain? The first time I used them at cams, we put them on the right way. Okay. And then Tanner explained how to put them on. But in my brain, I went, no. What you think is the right way is not the right way. Do it the other way because you were so shocked when he explained it to you.
Gotcha.
So that's what happened there. But it also helped show off the U
No,
a
it
little
looks so.
better.
I
Right?
definitely tried it. I had them on wrong one day too. So yeah, it was more of a just busting your chops, not actually being
Oh, no,
malicious because
I earned it.
it is slightly confusing at first. I don't.
Yeah.
Was that? Did each just have a U? Is that what it was? I can't remember.
Yes, it's just
Okay.
you and you.
With
Yeah.
with the umlauts, that's good stuff.
You got it. Now, speaking of picking those up, what a stupid story this is. Okay, so I see that they're for delivery an hour away, right? So I'm already annoyed. I go and check the address that it's delivered to. He had the right address, but it's telling me it's being delivered in Etobicoke or in Toronto, which is an hour away. So I'm like, all right, I better like track the crap out of this, like watch every movement they make. And then I'm in the backyard on the deck. My family's in the house, and I get an update. Unable to deliver.
Mm.
Available for pickup at the local post office. Okay. So I go to the front. There's nobody there. There's usually what they'll do is they'll put a tag with a number on it, and you take that number to the post office and go, this is mine. No tag. Nothing. So I go to the post office the next morning, and I go to the guy, and I'm like, I'm here for pickup. I have a tracking number. I have my ID. I said, the tracking number is a USPS tracking number. And he looks at me dead in the face and goes, but this is Canada Post.
No shit, Sherlock.
And I'm like, yep, that's true. Yep. There is no scenario in Canada that I can walk into a USPS. That doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know if he was giving you, was he chirping you, or I don't understand.
Maybe he thought I said UPS, but I was like, no,
Yeah,
USPS.
I could see him thinking UPS.
They
maybe.
gave it to Canada Post. You guys tried to deliver. He types in my last name and goes, oh, it's not here. And I was like, it fucking is. So he types in the tracking number. Then he goes, oh, it is here. They left a tag. And I was like, there's no tag. Like, if I wasn't tracking this thing, I would have never got it. It was so annoying. But honestly, the look at me dead in the eyes and going, but this is Canada Post. No. Like maybe he deals with stupid people more regularly than I do. But that was a wild few minutes there where I'm going like, yeah, are you messing with me? Like, I know I can't go to USPS. What? So anyway, that's my customer service story for the week.
Nice. Well, changing gears to a positive note, we got some crew putting in some hours in the backlog.
Yeah.
Jared Allman specifically, I give you a little shout out, brother. You're commenting on every freaking Instagram post from the
Yeah,
last
he
2 years,
is.
and you're doing like multiples a day. So we'll get you on down there in the future. Or actually, when you listen to this, let us know in our Discord channel how you're going about consuming that many episodes. Are you just listening on like 2x, or do you just have a job where you can have AirPods in for 12 hours a day? Because, goddamn, son, like you are consuming some episodes, and I appreciate that. And it, warms my heart that some new guys come in and actually feel a value in what we do. Because a lot of guys like fucking been around for a couple years and they're like, oh, what's you and you? I don't know what that even is, even though they fucking
Yeah.
talk about it on Massnomics every fucking week. Oh, you must not even listen to Massnomics. Why the fuck are you on our Discord? So it's a breath of fresh air to have some crew that are, a little more unknown or newer and are actually just, wanting to be here, putting in the work, if you will. So it made me happy.
Yeah, me too. I've been getting those notifications. It's also like I like them. I might not say anything, but I am seeing
Oh
them.
yeah, I could only if you don't get a heart back on all of them, it's because there was 10 and my thumb hurts. So
Yeah, no really other updates. I went to Lori McDougal. I went to her strongman gym. She has a home gym. It's about half an hour away from me. She's a pro strongwoman. She's competing in Norway in the nationals. I think she's representing Canada right now. There's a couple people I know that are over there and got to try Viking press, like a real one for the first time.
nice.
I
Those are
got to
fun.
lift some of her rocks.
Ooh,
Did it. Did a. I did a frame carry. I don't remember what the carry I did it was, but I wanted to see if I could even pick up 350, and I can.
nice. I couldn't
Like,
tell if that looked, it was super wide, but I couldn't tell if just because you're a little smaller stature, if it wasn't
yeah,
that wide. But like you were basically like almost doing a lat race with it because your
yeah,
arms were so spread out. I got
yes.
a chuckle
It's
out of
it's
that
because I'm
picture.
so small.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
It's almost
350.
a different lip, just based on your frame. Like that's crazy how far out the arms could go.
Yeah,
Seems uncomfortable.
it was. And now I might have to build something for my new farmer's handles to turn them into a frame because why
Yeah,
wouldn't I?
really,
Right?
I think it's just essentially get the right measurement you want, and then do a 2x4 with a 2 inch,
With a hole in it. Yep.
whatever the whole, size of your peg is.
You got it. So yeah, that's all I really did. There's a stone lifting party happening Saturday. I'm 50-50 if I'm going. But apparently they're going to try and recreate um, one of the what's that guy? I'm just going to butcher his name and I don't
Mm,
love like I can picture his name. He's like one of the world's most famous strongmen. Tanner used to talk about him all the time. Uh no. Nope, I'm not going to do it cuz I don't want to get made fun
dang, I know
of.
what country is from that help, but it's all good.
Yeah, he's from one of the European countries.
Yeah,
Big Z?
Yep,
there you go.
it's Big Z, but like whatever his real name is. So he's
Z-
lifted this Atlas
Zydrunas
stone.
civicus. Civis?
No, not
There
that
you go.
one. Zig Magerson, something like that.
Magnus Ver Magnuson.
Thank you.
Then
Yeah,
there's
that's the guy.
other.
There you
Yeah, he's the one he's like still he won 3 or 4 World Strongest Mans in the early '90s, and then has been like one of the most renowned head refs at most of the bigger competitions the last
Yeah, I just
couple
knew
decades
I would
probably.
ruin his name if I tried
Yeah.
to say it. Apparently he's lifted this stone.
Oh, dope.
Um, so she's gonna try and recreate that Atlas stone with the oil drum and everything like that. But I've been doing so much off program and away from my family like every weekend for 3 months that I was
Yeah,
like,
maybe stay home.
I might just take a weekend to stay home.
Those are good.
Yeah.
We got a little different YouTube video this week. It wasn't a gym tour. I think I don't know. There's been a couple in the last 6 months or so, but definitely more of a rarity nowadays to not get a gym tour. So it's they basically did the gym. Well, I'm still not sure. Was that Gym Radar guys or was that the Masnomics guys? I couldn't tell. Like, there was some incognito stuff on. I wasn't actually watching the video. I was just listening to the audio, so I wasn't sure who it was. I'm assuming it was Gym Radar guys, just with masks on. I don't really know, but they did the top 10 breakdown of machines as rated by home gym owners on Gym Radar, and yeah, kind of went through all that and had some chit chat. I was expecting like some big announcement at the end based off of their their Instagram post the other day where Tommy was grabbing his crotch and doing like how big's the fish kind of thing. I was very confused by that. I'm still not sure, and I was like, waiting for an answer today. And like each post, his noon post and his 5 p.m. post did not acknowledge it. So I'm very much like, what the fuck was that post about? And it wasn't. And it had to be deliberate. There's no way they like. It was only like a 10-second clip. There's no way they had Tommy like grabbing his dick basically and having it be an accident. So I was so confused. But we'll see. But
They're
that was
pros at marketing. They certainly leave you hanging there.
yeah,
Wanted to know what happened.
yeah. We'll stay tuned, as Tanner likes to say.
Yep.
And then Big Kyle, did you get a chance to listen to this week's Massnomics episode?
Heck yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a good one. I particularly found it hilarious when they were talking about the World Cup. And I know you don't listen to the World Cup either based on your
Yeah,
comments, but
fair.
I couldn't tell if they were doing a bit or not, but I don't think they were.
No,
Uh,
there's no way there's soccer out there, so they don't. I mean, which you would
yeah,
think soccer is pretty easy to field a team. So I don't know.
but it was very funny to hear them talk about that. And yeah, the kids in the gym, it's definitely relatable for me too. Set a couple of PRs to Bluey on in the TV. So my kids used to wake up at like 5:30 in the morning, no matter what we did, and that's my time to lift. So we have a TV in here, and I would throw up Bluey occasionally. Now thank God, they sleep in a little bit more. It has its a pros and cons.
Nice. So if you had to give it a rating, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I give it like 5 out of 5. Hey, dads.
Dad,
Nice.
dad, hey dad, hey dad, daddy, daddy, daddy. What? That's for
Very
outside.
relatable.
Thank you, honey. Thank you for interrupting my overhead press to tell me that.
Back to you, buddy.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, we've talked endlessly about my
Yeah.
frustrations with kids in the gym, how I almost killed my daughter when she was 2.
I was thinking about that the
Um,
whole time.
yeah, I like so now she comes down and all she wants to do is um so right now, because of all the barbells that I have, one has to stay on the rack, right? So in my gym, one stays on the rack, 3 fit over in the vertical holder, and one stays on the deadlift jack. So the Texas Power Bar doesn't fit anywhere; it
Yeah,
stays
it's
in the
too
deadlift
tall. Yeah.
jack. Yeah. So I have to cycle between the Power Bar and the SSB. So if the SSB is there, all she wants to do is come down and swing on the SSB. She just grabs it and holds it and just swings. And great. You do that while I'm doing anything but overhead press or axle cleans.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so yeah, there's that. Oren has zero patience if it's not a crowd of people. He does not come down to the gym for any reason. I also keep a lot of my horror stuff down there, and some of it doesn't settle with him properly. So, like, yeah, we've talked endlessly about kids in the gym and then some of the frustrations. Destroying a lawnmower with your bare hands.
I was audibly laughing so hard at
Yeah,
that. I don't
that
audibly
was
laugh very often. That got me.
yeah, that was very good. I mean, I'm an hour away from the World Cup, so I have no choice but to pay attention to it just to time my trips to work at this rate. So yeah, right now it's coming down to Canada, US, Mexico, the CUM.
Yep.
Yep, and that's kind of cool because that's never really happened, right? Canada and the US never usually really make it that far, so good for us. What else? There was one other thing. I know he said something that I thought was very funny. I wanted whatever. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. Don't drop rocks on your kids.
Well done, well done. Fairlife is crack. Made me chuckle. They think it's like the third week in a row or something. They've talked about the protein and the. I'm like, I can't give up my Fairlife though, because like the other ones really are bad, and I barely want to drink my Fairlife half the time. But I'm definitely not drinking the shittier stuff. But the prices keep going up. We'll see. The lawnmower thing was just hysterical. I do see some value in electrical, well, battery operated tools, especially for someone like my lot is so small. I mean, I can push mow my yard in 25 minutes or less usually. So I've got a cordless blower and string trimmer and everything. The only thing I basically don't have cordless anymore, or at this point, is my mower and my snow blower. I could see getting a cordless mower, but because that you can get for under $500, but a cordless snowblower, it's like $1,000, I think. So like, I don't know that I'm going to commit all that money just to get rid of like the one gas can in the garage, but like maybe someday. Um, Tanner just picking it up and destroying it when all he really had to do was put gas in it. That's just even the funnier. And World Cup, I don't know fuck all about soccer. Is it like the opposite of the Olympics as far as when they play? It's every 4 years. I don't know. I'm assuming it's like you just play for your home team, your country team, not the team that you actually are associated with, and you like pays your salary. I guess I don't know. Not a soccer guy, couldn't tell you. I don't know. But all in all, I did give it a 5 out of 5. Broken lawnmowers.
I want to say one thing, because at my work, there's two guys that are just like they're monitoring it. If they're working together, they'll have it on a phone. They're watching the World Cup, and they were talking about it in the lunchroom. And one of my coworkers says, "What's been around longer, the Olympics or the World Cup?"
Well, that's
And I'm sitting across the room, and they moved on from it, and I went, "Did you just fucking ask what's older, the Olympics or World Cup?" And he's like, "Yeah, I for some reason thought the World Cup was older." I was like, "The Olympics was around before the world." like,
Bunch of naked Greeks. Come on.
like it's older than all of us. Like every single country in the world did not exist as what we would regularly call a country in the times that the Olympics were starting. I was so all I said to Morgan was anyway.
Oh, we got some affiliates. I guess we'll keep rolling with me doing them up here. I
Yeah,
like
buddy.
it. Obsidian Ammonia. I broke out some new one, a new one this week. Still waiting for it to give me my full dose. I think it's still fermenting. It did hit me a little hard, but
Did you add water?
did not yet. But it just said add activator. It didn't say add water.
Yeah, you just
So,
add you open the
but I don't
cap
know.
and
I
you
think
can
it's been
activate
sitting there
the
for like a year or two, so it's possibly a little dated. But it
shouldn't be.
it 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 shook up and it got really fucking hot. And the first time I
Yep.
popped it, it gave me like it fucking splooged all over the place like a little bit. But then when I went to go smell it, it was just like, I mean, it was there, but I don't know. And then I took a
Yeah.
hit, and like 5 minutes later, and it was getting stronger. So I think it had to like work back up. I'm not sure, but definitely wasn't my cup of tea on the smell. I think I've learned that I like the most just bare cat piss smelling ammonia there is. The flavors just, I think they take me out of the moment because so I just give me the most eye watering, just plain cat piss, and I'm all about that life. But Obsidian Ammonia, our good friend over there, has got all your needs for with code unpaid. Will get you all your ammonia, desires. Plate snacks. Probably running a 4th of July sale. Maybe when this is over, if you missed the 4th of July sale, go ahead and use code unpaid because I don't, you probably, no, I know you can't stack any deals. So this will be the one time where we kind of say it's okay to buy without code unpaid if you can save the extra couple percent. But, if you're listening and the sale's over, still a great place to get your stickers, banners, a little bit of everything. And then Belt Fed Strength, our friend Chris and Randy over there, they are doing all kinds of cool stuff. Glad over at Black Iris in Tennessee, where they're doing all those leather goods. So we got a nice little code with them, 10% directly off to you, code unpaid. Big Kyle, do you got a little Massonomics read for us? Anything
I
we should
do
know about him?
indeed. Yeah. So, hey, you there. Yeah, you. Home gym enthusiast. Do you love your home gym, but you have a little hole in your soul that used to be filled by your gym homies before COVID sent us all to our garages and our basements? If this sounds like you, then you may suffer from home gym isolation syndrome. Luckily, there's a treatment for HGIS called the Massonomics ecosystem. The Massonomics ecosystem can fix even the most severe cases of HGIS, but it needs to be applied slowly. Step one, follow the Massonomics Instagram page for some nose breath, laugh inducing memes. If followed appropriately, you might be wondering, who are the guys behind this meme account? And why do they have a billboard in South Dakota? Step two, begin listening to the Massonomic podcast. At first, you may be curious as to when the heck they'll get to the title topic and what is all this silly goose talk at the beginning of the podcast. You may even find yourself wondering, where are the timestamps? But whatever you do, don't ask the host for the timestamps. Trust the process. Eventually, you'll find that the silly goosery is the whole point. Tommy and Tanner will begin to feel like a couple of your gym homies, shooting the breeze about lifting adjacent topics, piping hot LaCroix, essential fitness supplements like Ejaculoid, internal and external torque with Jillian Pinot, and even investment opportunities like expensive but priceless lift shorts. Step 3, once you understand the vibe from the podcast, become a supporting member to help the guys keep their George Foreman running. But be careful, this is where the Massonomics ecosystem really starts to get interesting. Next, join the Discord. It'll make your head spin at first, but stay for a while. Get cozy, learn the ebbs and flows. Once you do, you suddenly won't feel like you just have 2 more gym homies, but hundreds. Stay for the memes, the lifting advice, the brown mush food recommendations, and you might even learn how to do a deadlift without using the lockout muscle. So no crap leg drive. Step 5, head on over to the Bratty Little Sister podcast. You know, it's called Unpaid and Underrated. This is when you'll actually learn more about the people who make Crew. This step is critical and can help unlock the Discord if you're feeling overwhelmed. Step 6, simply listen to 600 plus hours of the Massonomics back catalog. Step 7, buy some beer parody clothing. Step 8, certify that home gym with the folks at Massonomics and their curious cousins over at Gym Radar. Step 9, the final step, make those internet friends come to life. The MES offered plenty of opportunity to gather with hundreds of your close gym. Don't be shy. You won't be disappointed meeting Tommy, Tanner, or the gaggle of silly geese in their flock. Now you've completed the essential steps, and you're possibly in debt, but at least that home gym isolation syndrome is a thing of the past, and you're officially part of the cult. I mean the gang. Nate, can you please edit that out? The Massonomics ecosystem is a treatment that should be administered by a licensed professional. Side effects may include buying new clothes every month until you have nothing but Massonomics shirts on your shelf, sudden urges to travel to Western Northeast South Dakota, calling everyone in your life big, and struggling to explain Massonomics to your uninitiated friends and family. Enter at your own risk, but hurry, there are only 3 spots left.
Nice.
Excellent work.
Well done. I knew the side effects were gonna, take that home. So
When we were at Lori's gym, we were doing some dinnies, and she says, have you guys ever done like a Jefferson deadlift? Like where you stand over the bar? And me and Steve look at each other and we're like, yeah. And Steve goes, how are you not crew? She's like, I don't understand Massonomics. And I was like, yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not going to try and pitch you on crew right now, but at some point I might. But anyway, let's get our guest on the horn there. Ooh, I have one more question before we get our guest on the horn.
Shoot.
It's rapid fire. So X-Men 97 came out.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped 3 episodes. And I'm watching it with Oren, and one of the intros is completely different. Okay, they did something new with it. It's the same song, but it's a different intro. And I said, see, this is why I never skip the intro to X-Men.
Mm.
Okay? And as I'm saying this, you can probably hear the song in your head. I've had it in my head all day. So both of you, what is 1, maybe 2 TV shows that you never skip the intro to, even though you've seen it a million times?
Probably.
Yeah, I'll say Game of Thrones is definitely a no-brainer.
That's common. That's very common.
Every season.
What is
And I'll do Scrubs, even though it's short.
Yep.
It doesn't give anything away, but it's like, man, it really gets you in the mood for Scrubs.
Good answers.
Yeah, Game of Thrones for sure, and then one my wife always likes is the big. I know it's Joey's least favorite show, but it's a fan favorite here. Is the Big Bang Theory, because it's just like the song, and you can kind of sing it in your head, and it's like, it all started with a big bang bang, and then I don't know, we literally just do that, and that's the only. There's probably I don't know, man. Even ones I love, I skip a lot of intros, but it's. Or I'm just like not paying attention. It's kind of like the intro is phone time. With that 30-second reprise, look at your phone real quick without getting yelled at.
The Big Bang Theory song. You know who does that?
Not off the top of my head.
That's the Bare Naked Ladies, a Canadian band.
There we go.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is actually the most popular answer, and so was Daredevil.
I'm trying to remember Daredevil.
It's just got such a good song. Anyway, let's get our guest on the horn. Thank you for indulging my
I think Andy's
questions.
Well, I'll say real quick on that. My wife is a big skip intro person, and I'm the opposite. I feel like you have to have one in each relationship. I like it. It just like kind of sets the table for the show. You get in the mood. But she's like, no, we just need to save time and go. We've only got like an hour and a half to
So
slam
who
some
wins
TV.
that bat? Is that an alternating battle then, or is it does she win all the time and you just watch it when you're alone?
She wins 100% of the time.
Yeah,
So you
that's
haven't
fair.
you haven't seen it you haven't seen an intro since you were in college then.
I love a lot of intros. I just don't get to hear them, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a big skip intro guy, but there's a few shows where I'm just like, I can't. And like X-Men, I realized is one of them. And every time I will always watch all the way through.
I watch. I
Okay.
wouldn't say I watch live TV now, but like a lot of the HBO stuff I do watch right when it drops at 9 o'clock. So you don't really
Yeah.
have, unless you're like 5 minutes late, you are watching the intro just because I'm like at 9:01, I'm hitting fucking Game of Thrones or House of
Hmm.
Dragons or the Tale of Duncan Egg, etc. So I'm all about that. All right. I kick all those guys out. Who let these guys in here? Gotta, give them a bad review so they get in trouble at work, doing vulgar stuff. And all right. Big Kyle, is that you, buddy? Hello.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hey, glad you got your you got that service worked out. We got you here now, and that's good to hear. That's good to hear. We'll hit you out the hard one first. What's your name? What's your Instagram handle? Where are they gonna find you?
Yeah. So my name is Kyle, Big Kyle, and I'm at Instagram, just at Naptime Barbell. It's really the only social media I got. I essentially got it because of lifting and Massonomics, essentially. I'm in the Discord as Big Kyle, and that's about it.
Nice, nice, nice. What brought you to Massonomics? Why are you still here?
Yeah, the ad read was a little bit based on kind of how I found Massonomics.
It's a real life story.
Yeah, basically. So I just started following Instagram accounts and meme accounts and found them to be funny. And then I started to get curious. I think the first thing that tipped me off is when I saw they had one of their billboards. And I was like, why the heck does this meme account have billboards? And started listening to the podcast. And yeah, just kind of got the bug from there. So I've been doing the Massonomics backlog. I took a pause at episode 300 to switch over to the U and U.
Smart.
So now I've been going through the U and U backlog mostly to prepare for this, but I've been just loving it. Like
Nice.
finally getting to know some of the people who are liking your stuff on Instagram that you're seeing and posting a ton in the Discord. So it's been a good time.
And after you were at the Eagle with us at the Arnold, we'll call it the Eagle weekend. I don't even want to acknowledge the Arnold. It was the weekend of the Eagle. You probably met 50 of us, or at least 30, damn near 50 of us there. So, did you end up
Yeah.
cherry picking any episodes of like names you pretty sure you met, or did you just kind of how did you decide on what order to go you and you on?
Yeah, I definitely started cherry picking. I was just going backwards through people that I knew. And then after a while, I was like, I better go back and listen to some of these OG episodes. So I started with the OG ones, and haven't listened to all of them. But from there, just kind of hopping around. My plan ultimately is like once I get to whatever 2023, when y'all started in the Mathonomics backlog, that I'll just start to sync up.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think Joey mentioned
Smart
that a
move.
while ago as a good
Yep.
recommendation, and I was like, oh, that is a good one. I like that idea.
Yeah, yeah. I think I got it from Joey too. I liked it too.
Sweet.
I'm not always just dumb rock guy.
I was complimenting you. You're welcome.
I know. Thank you. Where do you live? Where are you from?
I live in Cleveland right now, just outside of Cleveland. I am originally from Florida, which explains the Florida Gator on my Naptime barbell stickers that some of you guys have probably seen.
I have that sticker.
Yeah, I've been in the Midwest, and I don't mean to trigger people on the Midwest and the Ohio thing, but I went to med school in Chicago and have been here ever since. So I've been in the Midwest or Midwest adjacent for about 15 years.
Nice.
No reason to leave now.
Nice. Well, in that last 15 years or so, Tanner's been, Tanner and Tommy have been making shirts for most of those 15 years. So what's that one thing that you knows from the old days that you just don't have a chance to get that you'd really like to get your hands on?
Oh, man, I could answer like 20 things for this. I think the thing I see every single time I see it, I'm like, damn, I want that shirt, is when Basement Brandon is doing his Voltra ads and he has the Lift or Live Evil combo shirt, the red one.
Yep.
So it's either that or the red raw power tank that Tanner had on today, but it's probably just because he looked jacked in it. I was like, oh, I need to get one of those.
Little known fact about the Lift Evil collaboration, there was a sweater that was only put out to Discord. It was technically the first crew sweater because it said Discord crew on the sleeve,
Hmm.
which I have, and I think it's somewhere behind me. It doesn't fit anymore. Do you know your Hall of Fame status, including tonight?
Yes, and I got my Hall of Fame number. I don't know if you guys still do that.
Yes.
You're gonna laugh at how high it's 508.
I mean, that's honestly though, but
And then my
aren't we at like 950 fucking
Yeah,
crew now? So like, you're almost in the the lower half, the good half. You know, you're not there yet,
Jesus.
but you will be.
almost in the top 50%.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think right now it's like in that Big Kevin posted their membership. It's like in that logarithmic increasing right now. So just a matter of time. And then my Hall of Fame achievement list tonight will make it 5.
Nice.
But this summer should be a pretty big summer. I'm going to lift hard, live easy, plan to lift at the
Yeah.
gym. So yeah, I think I should be somewhere around 7 or 8 after that.
Yeah, we'll get you there. Keep chugging away.
Yep.
Love it. I love it. We got your number. We got your status. Yeah. Tell us about Naptime Barbell. She better be a CTF and on the
It,
on the radar, right?
it is. I'm already on it. Just gonna hit you with that code unpaid comment that shows everybody that you have been on unpaid and underrated. Dee, 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 dee,
Good.
dee.
Yeah. So Naptime Barbell. I started with a home gym. I don't know, before pandemic, but wasn't really using it. I inherited just like a cheap Sports Authority type rack and all that stuff. So when we moved into our new house in 2022, we dedicated a room to it. And with that, I just felt committed to like, all right, I got to outfit this with some real stuff, and then really got into lifting. And so, yeah, we've been in this gym since 2022, and we called it nap time because we got 3 kids. And most of the time, we're trying to, basically their sleep schedule dictates what we do. So when they're asleep, my wife and I will sneak away to try and lift. And when we were looking for a gym name, that's just what came about. My wife came up with
Nice. It is catchy. I like it.
I was
it. Thank you.
looking at photos earlier. I see that you're kind of in a sunroom. You even mentioned that in your bio there. Um, your top is Titan Rogue and Rep, which that's nothing to laugh or scoff at all. But your reviews, I can't see how many you have. Oh, yes, I can. I can go to you. Do you have a couple lists? Good work. You have 23 reviews. You are putting in the work on Gym Radar. Good work.
Yeah, early on, it was a dogfight at the bottom of the list, but
Mm.
I've lost a lot. I think Big Jakey and I were going back and forth at like number 85 to 90. And then I've given up a little bit on trying to be on that list. So I'm just adding things as they come into my gym.
No, that's smart. Best way to do it.
Speaking of Big Jakey, he were in a group chat with him, and he just told us that he had a work thing come up, and he's got to miss Lift or Live Easy. So very sad news. We're gonna miss him.
Mm-hmm.
He'll still
Bummer.
he should be at Crew Falls though, so we'll at least be able to make that, make up for some lost time then. All right. Well, you got a decent amount of people that gave me some you info about you. How'd you go about sending out those questionnaires and not getting funny, faces?
Yeah, I kept it pretty sparse in what I said. I said, what did I say? I'm going on a podcast that's part of a like niche lifting community that I'm a part of, and please fill this out. And I think everybody I sent it to filled it out. So I didn't, I was kind of selective with who I sent it out to.
Some people twice.
Yeah, my wife.
Nice.
Hey, no complaints there. Probably one of those like, oh, I forgot something.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay.
All right.
Couple games and then we go.
Yeah. Big Kyle, are you familiar with Least Fun, Most Fun? And do you want to explain to your hundreds of fans and friends that are listening for the first time how we play this game?
Absolutely. So you'll give me a topic and I'll tell you the least fun thing about it and the most fun thing.
100%. All right. Least fun, most fun. Med school.
Yeah, man, you can go 1,000 directions with that. I'd say most fun. I actually met some of what I would consider my best friends in med school. It's kind of like being in the trenches together. And, I had more fun in med school than I thought I would, more time off. And you put in these like hard, grueling hours studying. going to classes and kind of hating your life. But then you have these big tests. And after every test, it's a party. And so I went out more. I was in Chicago for med school, so we had a lot to do, but went out a lot more in med school than I thought I would. So I actually had a blast in med school, and it was, compared to residency training, it was a little bit easier. So every step of the way you think this is going to be the hardest thing I ever do. And the next thing you do, it gets harder. Um, so least fun, let's see. I would say least fun is like when you start med school, you don't know quite what to expect. And so we started out at my med school doing basically 8-hour days of anatomy, which I actually loved, but like the days were insane. It was a sprint. You would go in the morning, 4 hours of lecture, and then you'd dissect a human cadaver for like 4 hours after that. And I think the idea behind it was like it's this transformative. You'll come as one person and you'll leave, as basically feeling like you're part of the medical field because it's so intense. But the pace at it, we covered all of the human anatomy, I think, in like a 12-week
Damn.
course. So it was a sprint, and it was a lot of intense pimping. Basically, you walk around to a body and there'd be like a little pin in a teeny tiny little structure in the cadaver that the instructors put there, and you got to identify it. It's kind of a fun challenge, but very stressful period.
Neat, neat, neat. Well, I'll have a lot of medical follow-up, so I'll probably wait till we actually get to this occupation maybe. And I got some questions, but I don't want to stretch this game out any longer. But good answers.
Some personal penis questions coming.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Does this look infected?
No, I just.
It's going to be like every party I've ever
Well, actually,
been to.
no, I lied. I am gonna ask medical school questions now and then doctor stuff later. So med school, right?
All right.
So you do
Yep.
your regular 4 year whatever, or like some people do pre med, some people just do whatever, but you have to have some amount of requirements to get into med school, right? And then
Yes.
everyone that wants to be a doctor, is their med school journey the same until they get to residency, or are there different med schools basically, and like per your field you want to go into?
Yeah, it's not so much what field you want to go into. I mean, so the first 3 years of medical school tends to be the same for everybody who's at that medical school.
Okay.
From medical school to medical school, there are some fairly substantial differences
Okay.
in how they approach kind of organizing things and how their lectures are and how your rotations are scheduled. But within a med school, it's essentially the same until you do your 4th year. And in your 4th year, you can start to do your electives. You do what's called away rotations, where basically you've already identified the specialty you want to go to, and you go to a place where you think you might want to go, and you kind of audition for the job. And actually, the second half of 4th year is probably the best because you usually already matched, or at least have an idea of, I've interviewed, I've done my match, and you're just kind of chilling. It's a very nice time before life gets really crazy.
Nice. And then after that, it's resident. And how long is residency versus, or is that
Yeah,
vary too?
residency. Yeah, it depends on your specialty. So I did urology, which is typically a 5-year training program. The program I went to had a research year, so it was 6 years. And most surgical subspecialties, of which urology is, are around 5 years. Whereas like internal medicine is somewhere between 3 to 4 years, and then usually you do a fellowship after that. Like emergency medicine is 3 years as well. So it just varies depending on which specialty you want.
Very neat. Very neat. We have a lot of med school crew right now, and a handful of doctors. So it's a wide variety of crew, occupations, but a decent amount of carryover or overlap, if you will. All right, that's all I got
That's
for
pretty
now.
cool to see.
Okay. One of my questions, I think I'm going to limit these to one instead of doing both. What's your favorite muscle on your body or your favorite muscle group to work?
Yeah, I would have been like a lifetime skinny guy, so every muscle is like fun and novel now that I've started to lift. I like I think lats the most.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's a common one. I feel like when my lats are pumped, I actually feel big.
Yep.
Whereas, normally I just walk around feeling small. But when you get a good lat pump, it's just something about the way it increases your chest diameter. You actually feel like you fill a shirt out, and I think favorite way to lift it,
That was my next
definitely
question.
lat pull downs and pull ups. Certainly pull ups have been, that's one thing too, that like if you can do a pull up when you start out lifting, most people can't. And then it's just a very measurable way to track your progress.
Mhm.
Very rewarding, like when you can actually do a decent amount of pull ups.
Are you doing kip ups or?
No,
No, I didn't
just
think so. That was a
straight.
joke.
Like, what podcast are we on right now?
I was like, this isn't fucking 2014 with Tyler.
Yep. Get a French accent going.
Right. Get torqued.
Okay.
All right. I guess we can, well, just going in order. We're back. We're essentially back to occupation. You already covered your urologist. Did I see? So you're actively, are you Cleveland Clinic is your day job then, or is that just?
That's where I trained. So I did residency
Okay.
at Cleveland Clinic, and then when I graduated, I went across the street to University Hospitals, which is affiliated with Case Western.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, I've got
stuck around in Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland Clinic did Stephanie's surgery in 2017 and saved her life. So it's a very fond place for me. We've been at least a dozen times over several years, and we were going down there
Yeah.
regularly. So I was anyone that's not familiar with Cleveland Clinic and they've just gone like people think that Rochester has like this like really big good hospital. Rochester is like a fucking horrible hospital compared to the Cleveland Clinic. And I'm assuming like 90% of the hospitals across the country have horrible hospitals compared to Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah, it's a big enterprise there. And I was there in training during 2017. So there's like a world in which we cross paths unknowingly.
For sure. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. One follow up from last week. If we were talking about what does a penis smell like, essentially. So, as a man that has, I'm sure, been around a one or two, is there
I
a
don't
noticeable
wanna. No,
penis smell?
I'm muting. I'm out.
Yeah, Joey's gonna hate my reply. Um,
The
the
cheddar from
thing is,
under.
I know what a bad penis smells like when they
Yeah.
need my help. So,
Yeah.
I'm not around sniffing a lot of average penises, but if you get somebody with like a severe infection or something, I know what that's.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so just for pretend someone doesn't know what a urologist is. What is a urologist in a couple minutes? Like I don't, just for the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, so urologists, most people don't know what we do. They kind of think we're dick docs, and we certainly are. But disappointingly, it goes way beyond the dick. So we treat men and women, any abnormalities to do with kidneys, ureter, bladder, prostate, testis, penis, and it's a surgical subspecialty. So we don't treat medical diseases of the kidney. We treat surgical abnormalities. So what I specialize in, I treat complex kidney stones, like really big kidney stones, prostate cancer, kidney cancer, bladder cancer, a little bit of testis cancer. But I hate to disappoint people. I do fairly rare that I actually do penis surgery, but
Mhm.
I'm usually operating on the internal organs, but doesn't mean
Yeah.
I don't get to see a lot of people.
Yeah. The man behind the penis.
Yeah, that's not what sells at like dinner parties though.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool though. Like I don't think I've met like I got some friends that are doctors, but in like different fields, but not surgeons. So you're like cutting it up and going in there every day, pretty much. You have like scheduled surgeries, and is your on call stuff more the emergency stuff then, or do you?
Yeah, I do 2 to 3 days of clinic a week and 2 to 3 days in the operating room. Most of it's scheduled surgeries, except if I'm on call. And then when you're on call, you just take whatever you get. And last week, I told you guys it kind of worked out to do the swap with Big Tanner
Yeah,
because
that worked out good. That's glad.
I was on call, and actually later that night, it wouldn't have interrupted the podcast. But later that night, I went in because a 18-year-old caught a foul ball to the testicle
Oh,
and
poor guy.
actually had like a ruptured testicle that we had to go in and repair.
God.
Uh, so that's, urology, we do like a pretty broad range of things. We do a lot of very small cases where we're not making incisions or cuts. We're putting cameras in, we're using lasers to treat kidney stones, patients, outpatient surgery, that kind of thing. Vasectomies, of course. And then we do fairly large things too. We can open up a person kind of from stem to stern, take out their kidney. If they have a tumor, sometimes it grows into major blood vessels. We operate on that. So it's a nice broad specialty. So you can really balance what you want to do.
So I think my question would be, You said like in fourth year is when you get to start figuring out that specialty. How did
Hmm.
you realize this one was yours?
Sort of by chance. I thought I was actually going to be a cardiologist, but I was rotating on an anesthesia rotation. Did a surgical case where one of the fellows in the room pulled me aside. He was the urology fellow. Pulled me aside, showed me a kidney tumor that they're about to operate on. He was obviously very enthusiastic about what he was doing, and he seemed fairly normal for a surgical subspecialty, which is rare. Uh, and I was like, I kind of like this guy. I like his vibe, and he's obviously excited about what he's doing. I'm going to check this urology thing out. Did a rotation, and you just kind of find your people. So urologists tend to, we at least think we have a good sense of humor. I mean, we're all weird, but like as far as surgical subspecialties go, we're relatively normal people. Um, and yeah, it just worked out.
Very
Cool.
neat. Um, do you watch a lot of medical movies or shows, or is it kind of like off-putting?
Well, we know you watch a
Y-
Scrubs.
Well, yeah,
He
yeah,
wants
no.
he wants to
Yeah,
relive those
Well,
residency
yeah,
days.
essentially, I was kind of like, what do you think is like the most what's the most accurate versus the most inaccurate? If you do consume those shows or at least like see clips.
yeah. So I don't consume a lot of them, but I have, I love Scrubs. Scrubs is kind of my go-to, excuse me, in medical school. It was like a total stress relief for me because it's just whimsical. They're all silly geese on Scrubs,
Hmm.
but it also touches on like a lot of serious subjects, and I feel like the emotions of it are captured pretty well.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
the episode where Dr. Cox retired in the new season, I was almost crying. Like
yeah,
I was fully like not ready to see Dr. Cox go within the first or second episode. That hit me
Yeah, that was
hard.
a
So
little bait and switch there. I think they
yeah.
were.
same. Or the Cox episode where his friend dies,
Oh yeah,
and
Brandon
JD
Fraser.
is
That
like,
was the.
"Where do you think you are right now?" That
I've,
one hit.
I've seen that like 10 times. I think I fucking cry every goddamn time I see it on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Dr. Cox is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Same dog.
Yeah, he's just so mean but so caring, right? He's one of those people that
Yeah.
like he wants the best for you and he's going to get really mad at you if you don't live up to it.
It was
And
surprising that he
I've
wasn't a
been accused of
urologist.
that more of more than once.
Well, they capture pretty well too how administration deals with those people, which is not kindly. I think in the current day, the administration would just totally. I mean, that person would be out of the job, unfortunately. But yeah, he was my favorite too. He would just like all he gave a shit about was patient care, which is
Yeah.
what we all get to it for. But Keith, to get back to your question, I watched The Pit. I love The Pit.
It's
I'm
good.
enough. I think I'm enough removed, excuse me, from like the ER life that it doesn't stress me out in the same way. And I know enough of the stuff that I get the cadence and the medical stuff that they do is like really spot on. I think they had some pretty good consultants for that. Um, I think those are the only two medical shows. I watched Doctor House growing up, which in hindsight is just kind of silly, but I
I was
still
about to
love
bring
that
that one
that
up. I was
character.
like, what about
Yeah,
Dr. House?
yeah, yeah. Everybody's favorite doctor is like Doctor House, but yeah, that one's the most unrealistic. But still, don't take anything away from the show. It's a great show.
No, it's still a great, stupid show.
It's a great
Uh,
stupid show.
Somebody once described it as a radio show that you could close your eyes and still know everything that's happening because they announce it consistently,
Yeah,
right? Like it literally could be a radio show. You don't need to watch it. You can just listen. And I thought that was very funny.
Cool beans. All right. We like learning new stuff. We got a little urologist. This is like the third week in a row. I don't know. I like asking follow-up questions on jobs and stuff because we've had some pretty interesting jobs the last few weeks and or topics that they do as side whatever, between shipyards and coffee and urology. I've learned a lot of new shit, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I was joking in our chat that we should just start calling this Keith and Joey Learn Things.
Yeah.
I appreciated what you guys were talking about with Tanner last week. I actually reached out to him. I used to in high school. I worked at a coffee shop that roasted beans. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was like, hey, it was nice to learn actually a little bit more about that. So you
Oh,
guys asking the questions and following up on it, I thought that was fantastic.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. What's your opinion about accessories though? Do you think he's a little off base, or are you a firm believer in every compound movement is the only thing that exists in lat pull down zoning? Well, we already know you like accessories, so I just got to chuckle. And I think
Yeah,
he was just fucking with us too at that point, but it made me
yeah.
laugh.
The truth is somewhere in the middle. I'm kind of like Tommy, how this whole thing started. I was like, oh, I just need to be actually doing like single leg, whatever squats, split squats, or whatever. So I'm probably on more of the compound side, but the truth lies somewhere in the middle. But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm suddenly doing like single leg calf raises and those like the ones where you put the kettlebell on your foot and like
Oh, so it's for the tibia too. And then if you're doing
yeah,
one,
tib lifts, I think they're called. And it's just
yeah.
like, what is going on? Like when I did the powerlifting program in Juggernaut, you rarely had to do those types of things. And then the strongman, they're like abs every day. You will do abs. And it's like, I don't want to do abs every day, but now suddenly I can hold a plank for 60 seconds. Right? Like, okay, I see. Like now I don't wear a belt when I deadlift. I see what you're doing. I get it, but I don't want to.
Joey, have you used your new safety squat bar for like split single leg stuff?
No, I was using it today for obviously squats, and then I was doing good mornings with it.
Yeah, I find it's really good. I think it was Kevin from RSG was doing some split squats and like stabilizing with his hands, and I tried it with mine, and I was like, oh, this is so much better than it used to be with a barbell.
Yes, yes.
I don't enjoy doing it. It still whoops my ass, but it makes feels like better.
Yeah, I have to be very careful. I do have a damaged MCL in my right leg, so I have to be very careful with singular leg lifts. Otherwise, I just can't do them. Like if I do one thing wrong, that leg's just going over. So I do have to be a little more careful with those, which is why I do things like calf raises and things like
Yeah,
that.
not worth it.
No, I do not want to go through that physiotherapy again. No, thank you. The lasers and then the digging into the joint that can take a long walk off a short pier.
All right, there,
Uh,
big. Oh,
no,
big,
no, no, go ahead.
big Kyle. Are we gonna meet Big Lyle at the Lift Hard Live Easy? And who is Big
I
Lyle?
really hope not. I thought I buried Big Lyle a long time ago. Lyle is my my drunk alter ego, mostly from college. He's not a nice guy. You definitely don't want to miss him or meet him in the Dean. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
it was a joke that when you would wake up in the morning, you're kind of piecing together the night. All my buddies would just joke with me, like, "No, that wasn't Kyle. That was definitely Lyle last night."
Sounds like
That's
Bizarro Tron. That's for
Yeah.
sure. But that might be
we
the second.
probably all have a little bit of that deep
Oh, I'm
inside.
sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Your drunk self might be the worst or the best part of you, depending on the day.
yeah.
Good deal. All right. So lifting history, you touched on a little bit, but anything you want to share with your journey with the barbell?
Sure. I said it before, lifetime skinny guy. I'm 6'5", so I was
You are a tall
tall,
mother.
but
You're very tall.
it was 199 pounds before I started lifting recently, which for 6'5" is pretty skinny. And yeah, I don't know. I was a little self-conscious about it growing up. Never really thought too much about it. Had some stints with weightlifting here and there, some athletics here and there, but nothing sustained. And then actually research year of residency, you have a year to basically work on research and mostly kind of fart around, have a family, be with your loved ones actually for the first time in a while. And I kind of was like, this is the time. If I don't do it now, it's probably never going to happen. So started lifting and was kind of a jackass about my programming. I was just do every day squat, bench, deadlift. And I was like, that's all that matters if you want to be strong. And it was three lifts.
That's what Henry Rollins would say.
Yeah. So, and then somewhere around 3 years ago, actually, one of my other urology colleagues. So once he told me this goal, I was like, just set my sights on lifting. Actually started following a program. And yeah, I do mostly powerlifting based training. Although the Mathonomics effect is in, I've actually bought my first couple of sandbags.
Yes.
And so I'm going to start doing some sandbag work. And I was walking into work this morning and there was a big rock on gravel. And I looked at it and I was like, I heard the Joey voice in my head. I bet I can lift that.
There's
So
a
we'll see.
Once you get into rocks, it's no longer the Massonomics effect. It's the unpaid and underrated effect.
Yeah, that's
Bet I
true.
could pick that up.
I
Yeah,
bet I could pick that up.
sandbags are the most fun because honestly, you just pick it up and walk with it. Like, what are you thinking about? There's no scientific aspect. There's no optimal way. Just pick it up and walk with it. And when you
Yeah.
can't, stop And then when it becomes too easy, make it heavier or walk farther, right? Like there's no, yeah, that's why they call it strong man, not smart man, right?
I got a follow up there. I remember you being tall. I don't remember 6'5", but yeah, that's okay. So, so in your day job, are you cutting with another? Are there usually two surgeons or just you? Like when you're,
Uh, there's always an assistant. I work in an academic, semi-academic hospital, so I usually have resident doctor trainees
I guess,
operating opposite me.
yeah. I'm trying to picture. So like, there's a patient on a table. The table can adjust certain heights. You're 6'5". Your counterpart might be 5'4". Like, how's that work? And who gets like you have to favor the short person for the most part, right? Because they can't like you can't have them working above their head. So are you just crouched over or like
Keith, you have nailed such like a pain point in my life.
yeah.
Um, so when you're a trainee, you do whatever the attending wants to do. So for 6 years of residency, if I was working with a short attending, I would either be sitting in a chair or my legs would be like partially split
Oh God.
Oh,
to lower.
sumo,
Yeah.
you're doing sumo surgery?
Yeah. Which is terrible for the hips.
Yeah,
So
that doesn't sound good.
now that I'm an attending, I can lift it up as high as I want. And the other surgeon, so I work, there's a female who just graduated, is 5'3", and she would just have to be, there's steps in the OR.
Oh yeah,
So
I was just thinking. Yeah,
they'll kind of build a little platform
that
for 'em.
makes more sense then. So that's kind of shitty that the other attendings wouldn't have. They were just like, "Fuck this guy and his big old 6'5" ass. I'm not gonna look like a short motherfucker and stand on these
Well,
steps."
they would try, but honestly, like as a resident, you're just kind of taught that your existence is like below theirs. So you're like,
Yeah, no, that
oh,
makes
that's
sense.
perfectly fine. That's okay with this
Yeah, and
height,
you don't
and
want to
then
be the
suffer for
asshole
the
that
whole day.
asked the
Yeah.
experienced guy for the accommodations. No, I get that. That makes sense.
But I have a resident now who is 6'7".
Oh damn.
Uh, so every time we're together, we are just like giddy operating together.
Yay!
We're
We
just
get to
like
go to tall
pals
guy
high
stuff.
fiving. Yeah. Like finally the table is at an appropriate height.
Do you so you're going in to meet a new patient. Is there how often does the guy not comment on your height?
Oh, very seldom.
I
Yeah.
say
It's
so it's
I was in clinic today, and the clinic that I'm in has very, very small. It's like doors to clear it. And every time I walk the door, you could see patients' eyes just get like big, like who is so coming to talk to me? Yeah, it's almost every.
You just got to
and
start walking in with a good lap pump.
and we know you were just under 200 when you started lifting. So
You
now
to
that you've been
operate.
so what are you weighing about these days?
Yeah, over the past 3 years, I've gained about 60 pounds. I'm at 260.
Hell
Damn.
yeah. Is it a comfortable 260?
I certainly am like pushing the body fat percentage higher than I would like right now, but
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah, it's the benefit of being tall is like you can carry weight pretty well, and
Yeah.
so I feel like I could gain more weight, but right now all the weight that I'm putting on, it's just fat at this point. So it's
You
like
were
gotta find
Always
more balance.
always time to cut that. There's always time to cut that.
to go this way. You are
But I
like
told my wife,
you are the textbook definition of ballpark what height and size Jack Reacher is. So that's something to be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
not quite as jacked, but gives you something to work
You're getting there.
Big difference between who is this Kyle that gave his friend a book about how bad carbs are.
with. Yeah.
Who was
Yeah,
that,
now
Kyle? Give me a minute to boo you for a
Fucking
second.
nerd.
Yeah, I read a
Which
book. I think
influencer
it's
told you that?
no, so that was probably Peter Attia at some point in time. Was had a guy on that spoke well, and I think it's like good calories, bad calories,
Mm,
and it's actually a pretty well researched book. It's pretty dull, but I think it's been disproven. But I'm sense we're all eating like a ton of carbs, and now that like I go to bed and I look at my macro, I'm like, oh, I need more carbs, and I'm eating like a bagel and a bowl of cereal before bed. So that guy is also non-existent anymore.
shocking.
Yeah,
Shocking.
right.
All right. Anything else on lifting you want to cover, or should we just go into other stuff?
Well, competition. So
Um,
will this be your first meet then in
Oh
lift
yeah,
art,
good
or have you
call.
been
Good call.
are you a seasoned competitor?
I've done two meets. I had a novice meet here in Cleveland. I think 20 November of 24, and then I did a meet last summer. Both of them just USAPL, just much lower.
Yeah,
So
well,
I've got kind of those first meet jitters out.
it's good.
Smart.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be people there that like still don't understand. Like, there's a couple people in mind that I know they're gonna show up and they don't know anything about powerlifting. They're gonna be asking questions. It's just fine asking in the day of, I guess. But it's going into a big show
Yeah.
like that with that many people. It's good to have a baseline understanding for sure.
Yeah, but be prepared
Yeah.
to have every powerlifting event ruined for the rest of your
Hmm.
life.
Well, as long as they keep having it,
Yeah,
just
I'm
keep
fully
making the
prepared for
trip.
that. That's right.
Be a good time.
All right. So, today I saw a great heron fly over the house. A couple of days ago, we actually got a hummingbird to land on our clothesline right in front of us while we were standing at the kitchen window. So tell me, what is it about lifters and men over a certain age that just get into birding?
I don't know what it is. It's like you just can't help it. Like at some
Mhm.
point, it just happens. We had we had the other day. My wife is like was home working out, and we actually had a hummingbird stuck in our house.
Oh
I don't know
no,
how
poor guy. I had a
we.
dream
She
about
was
that.
lifting with the door open, and then she just noticed a hummingbird. But we opened the screen, it got out, it was fine. That was, I'm not kidding you, that was the fourth bird that we've had in our house this year. We've had a blue jay, a sparrow, and a hummingbird and a cardinal in our house in the past year. Maybe it's we have a ton of bird feeders out because I am that bird feeding guy now. And so I
Yeah,
think they're just around and we keep windows open, doors open. I don't know,
I'm not
man.
allowed to
Birds
be.
are dope.
Yeah, I remember I was this would have been, oh man, probably 13, 12, 14, 15 years ago. And I was driving and I was with this other lady at the time, and I would, like, as I'm driving, identify birds. And she turns to me one day and she goes, "I think it's time you just admit it, dude. You're a bird guy." And I was like, "Oh, I am." Like it was like it hit me in the heart. Oh, I am. And now I think you're using the same app we are.
Yeah, actually my kid got me into birding because he his so my mother-in-law introduced him to the Merlin app.
Yep.
And so we would go for our walks around the neighborhood and just have the Merlin app on. And then I started being able to pick up on bird calls. And that's when I had my aha moment, like is when I would hear the bird call and I'd be like, oh, nice, that's a cardinal chirping over there and whatever.
Yep.
And that's when I had that same exact moment. I was like, damn it, I'm one of those guys. But
Mhm.
I've learned to accept it,
Yeah, me
Joey. And
too.
it's like birds are just dope, man.
Yep, they're just so cool and so diverse. The other day, Merlin sent out an email. I sent Cody this message, and it just will come across better as a voice than it will as a text. And then it was like, learn to identify a killdeer by call. And I don't know if you have killdeer where you are.
Yep.
And I turned to my wife and went, "Yeah, I can already do that." And she goes, "Yeah." They go, and I go, "No." They go, "I'm a big dumb idiot who lays my eggs in the ground and runs in the road all the time." She thought that was so funny. And she's like, "Yeah, I was bang on. You nailed it." And I'm angry all the time about nothing because I'm a killdeer. Anyway, sorry,
How
Keith.
much do you hate Blue Jay calls?
Um, I'm used to them, right? Like I grew up with them because we have a bunch that live around here. So I think Blue Jays are jerks. I
Yeah.
think that, like, they're known as jerks in the bird world.
Like they're bullies
And
to other birds.
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
And just that screech. I don't hate it, but you're right. It's just one of those, like, who are you bothering now? Like, what
Yeah.
cool bird could I be seeing right now that you won't let me see?
Yeah.
Was your favorite
I think
shark? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think part of the fun birding for me is I grew up in Florida, and I don't know, we didn't have these like songbirds around, and now our house backs up to like this river wooded area, and so we have birds. So it adds to the bird guy
Do
meme
you
that I am now.
Oh, Tanner's here. Do you have a bird that you like, a bird call that you just like hearing?
Yeah, chickadee is pretty sweet.
Of course it is. They
And
say their
they're
name.
just
It's so cute.
they're tiny and they're cute and they flitter around.
Yep.
So yeah.
I weirdly like the sound of red-winged blackbirds when they do that like weird like croaking.
Yep.
Oh man, that one I hear that I'm just like, God, that's cool. We got a family of ravens out front too. I want them to be my friend.
Isn't
But
it
Don't
a?
be mean to them because they will remember.
that's
Or is that
crows.
crows?
That's
Yeah, I was gonna
crows.
say, is a murder ravens or is that crows?
It's crows. Yeah,
Okay, I don't know. I don't know shit about
crows will
ravens.
hate you, and then they will teach their children to hate you.
Generational hate.
Yes, it is. No, ravens are just really smart and cool. There's about five of them that live in a field, a couple, like maybe a half a block away. And it's just like, how do I get them to come over here? Like, come be in my yard. Anyway, sorry, Keith.
No, you're good. I think I've asked it before. Quit the
It's a
ravens one.
nevermore. Thanks, Tanner.
Yeah. Um, on Shark Tank, they had that episode where the guy had the glasses with the bird feeder on the face, basically. So you got like a front row sight of the hummingbird. Is something you've seen or have interest in getting the
I'm
hummingbird on
sorry,
your?
Keith.
There's I don't know, it was a Shark Tank episode years ago where the guy, his invention was literally like
Oh yeah, yeah.
glasses with the hummingbird feeder at the fucking end of them. Was
Oh, I've
that
seen those.
gimmicky or something that I don't know? Would you want a bird that close to your face
I
and the
think it's not
eyes?
good for the hummingbirds. You
Cody said that. Cody said that
Yeah.
on his episode.
yes, if you it's something like if you put the bird feeder out, you have to be pretty consistent with hummingbirds. So my wife grows flowers. She has like a cut flower garden in the back, and so we're kind of hoping to get hummingbirds there, but we haven't put any feeders up because frankly life gets in the way and we're kind of lazy and we would forget to refill it and then these poor hummingbirds would be pissed off at us.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Well, what's the worst on call you've had? Like just the most, well, not necessarily the most gruesome thing, but like when did it like affect your life in the worst thing? Like you're like across town, or do you pretty much just live at home when you're on call because you know at any minute you got like a half hour response time, or what is your response time that you have to be like in the door?
Keith, every single call sucks.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Well, I was on call for
it's
maintenance,
the
but that's a little different from being on call for like life or death situations.
I I'm sure there's some overlap in like the
Yeah.
reasons that it sucks. So like urology,
The false alarm
we're
aspect of
kind
it
of
is pretty shitty.
yeah, just the number of phone calls you field. But in urology, we don't have a ton of, there are some obvious emergencies that you really got to rush in for. Most of the time, they're not emergencies. You come up with a plan, admit them to the hospital, you see them the next day. Um, and you take care of it then. So those are not the problem. It's just like the volume of work, and you don't stop your normal work either. So like I still will see patients from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then you're on call, and so you've got a stack of patients you got to go see in the hospital, maybe do surgery at the end of it, and so it's just like it takes you away from your family. And then when you're home, and this is where you guys probably overlap, I take home call, and I'll do it for like a week at a time, and when you're on call, it's just like you're always kind of on your phone. You're kind of coordinating things. There's something about being at somebody else's beck and call that really takes you away from being with your people, even when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bummer. For urology, technically we have trauma hospital. We don't do a ton of trauma at our hospitals that I work at, but it's you have to be within 30 minutes. That's kind of loose. I'm not like a trauma surgeon who, every time there's a car accident, they have to be there immediately. So it's one of the benefits of urology.
And I'm assuming well, in my mind, the bigger negative would be like you're not compensated extra for that. That's just I'm assuming your base salary just is what it is, and you're just expected to be on call on a rotation no matter what.
Yeah, there are programs in which you get paid. I get paid a little bit at one of the hospitals, which takes a bit like a lot of the sting out of it. But most of the time in academics, you don't get paid.
Looking at big Tanner joined us on video, and he's just showing us his cutest little puppy.
Tanner, have I met your dog?
Yeah, he was a Lift Hard Live Easy 2, and we don't. I think Tanner's shy.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk. Which
Well,
is fine.
why Tanner is still in the audience? Let's hear that Arnold bathroom story that is got some lore around it.
I mean, I think I peaked as a urologist at this moment at the Arnold. Like I texted so
That's an
many of my
intro.
Oh no, I
friends
do remember this. I
afterwards.
remember what the story is now. I remember hearing this. Yeah. This is a good one.
Now, so I was at the Strongman show with my buddy Drew, who became a supporting member at the Strongman show. And we were sitting there just kind of between flights. And I was like, I don't know, I got to go down and take a pee. We hadn't seen Arnold all weekend. We were kind of hoping to see him at some point. So I went to pee, and it was just in this like off the side room bathroom off the Strongman show. So it's a tiny bathroom. There's only like three urinals basically in there.
Yeah, I know the
I
one.
go in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I go in there and I'm going to the bathroom and I kind of notice some commotion. I look around. There's security guards, like multiple times, came into the bathroom all at once, frantically looking around, like looking at the urinal, looking at the stall doors, kind of seeing what's going on. In my mind, I was like, "Oh my God, there's like a bomb threat or something that got called in."
Well,
Like
they heard someone was
there's
in there
no
with
suite.
stickers, I think.
Some creeper is just handing out stickers in the bathroom.
Yep.
Uh, and so I look at one of the guys and I go, "Hey, is everything okay?" And he kind of chuckled and just told me like, "Yes, but hurry up and finish." And I should have like hit him with, "Actually, sir, that's not what you're supposed to do." I kind of finished up and started walking out, and in comes like lumbering Arnold Schwarzenegger with his team all around him. So he came in, stood
Wow.
at the urinal, like right next to me. And, I wish I could have said something clever in the moment. Like, actually, you want me to be in this bathroom? Like, I'm the most qualified person at this entire place to be here peeing with Arnold. But yeah, he started going to the bathroom. I walked out and I was just like, I looked like an idiot, just like so excited for the next hour or two.
I peed next
Um,
to Arnold. That's like when I peed next to Dan Bell.
yeah, like all of my residency friends, I texted them. I was like, you guys are not going to believe who I peed next to.
That is a pretty. That's like. I mean, that's. He ain't getting any younger, so like, no, there's only a handful of people that are going to say they've pissed next to Arnold. That like, that list of people isn't going to get much bigger over the next 5 years.
I mean, I have an app on my phone that can measure your flow rate, and I should have just done that for him and been like, bro, here's a free consultation. Your flow is a little bit weak right now. Prostate might be getting a little big
Jeez. How does it measure? By sound?
by sound. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like it would have to. Like you're not filming it.
Yeah, and then you drop your phone in the toilet. You accidentally take a
Joey's
He-
imagination is
you
going
actually
Pee
crazy
take a
right
directly
now.
on the camera.
you accidentally take a picture of your dick and drop your phone in the toilet at the same time, and it's already up. It's already on the cloud now, and you have
Again.
Yeah. Mm, good stuff. So the Arnold, was it the first time you met a lot of guys, even though you were Cleveland? You're local to several crew in Cleveland, but was that your first crew experience then?
Yeah, the only crew wasn't really a meetup, but Big Kevin actually, before he just moved, lived maybe a mile and a half, maybe a couple miles away
Oh,
from
dang.
me. And when he was moving, he asked if he could borrow my farmer's carry handles, the famous ones that,
Oh, god damn
you
it.
know,
Those have caused some damage. Did so that technically means you're responsible for that damage to his floor, right? Since it was your product. I don't know how that works.
I did feel a little bit of responsibility. Like when he told me, I was like, God, I should have told him. They
Like
should have
use
used
collars,
blocks.
dumbass.
Wouldn't have happened if there was the power lock.
Yeah. Well,
That's true.
But yeah, then the Eagle was my first like official meetup. And man, what a first meetup! The Eagle was sweet.
well, we were all there at the what the fuck car was that I didn't know the name of?
The G Wagon.
Yeah, the G Wagon. There was like 20 of us at one point at the G Wagon, and you were
Yeah.
yeah, you had Tanner
Yeah.
here for a while there, if I remember. And then that was your buddy? Is your
Yeah,
buddy
I think.
sorry.
No, I went to God. What's the name of the Polish restaurant who thought Tommy and Tanner were a couple?
Herbert's? Is it Herbert's?
Yeah, Hubert's.
Yeah, Herbert.
Herbert's, yeah.
Hubert's. Yeah, I went to Hubert's before that, so that was the first. That's where I met Tommy and Tanner briefly, and
Oh,
then
I
I
gotcha.
sat across from Big Steve C and met Spicy Pizza, and then saw Nate, who lives very close to me, and Tom, who also lives very close to me. So that was kind of the first official intro.
Possibly the same person though. That's kind of. I mean, it would make sense that they both live close to you because they're
Yeah.
the same fucking.
He didn't
person.
see them at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, speak of it, we've been to a strongman gym a couple of times, and Tom's been there, but Nate hasn't. So it's kind of suspicious.
That you know of.
Yeah,
It's like that total, not Total Recall. It's like Mission Impossible, where you just like it's a fake face.
yeah.
Okay, then. Tell me about shotgunning beers. Want to know?
Um, what? I'm pretty good at it. At least I used to. I'm not as good as I once was. Right, Keith?
No, it's a good. Yeah, it's a good one.
So the latest one was we went to with a couple of our neighborhood friends, went to a Kid Cudi concert here in Cleveland, and we were just kind of rolling back the clock at a concert, drinking a bunch of beers beforehand, which like none of us do these days. And a kid walked by and kind of walked by us to go pee in the woods, and somehow all my stories come back to peeing. But this guy was walking
I've
past
noticed.
me. I am who I am. But he called one of my friends Sir, and we were like, "Oh shit! Like, are we the old guys right
Oh
now at the
no.
party?" And he walked back, and we were giving him such a hard time. Like, he called us Sir. He was born in like 2007, and so he was born in like 2003, and we were looking around, and like all the people that were pre-gaming for Kid Cudi were very, very young, which he was popular like when I was in college, so I was a little surprised by that. But anyways, we got to talking to some of them, and uh, they cool Twisted Tea, and like nothing against Twisted Tea, but it's not exactly. Oh,
If it wasn't so
can you guys
funny.
okay?
Yeah, I know you.
Keep going. Like I'm like 90%. You are freezing in and out, but we're not going to stop you other than just saying it this one time because you are recording your own track, so Nate should be able to put it all together and it should be fine.
But it was just so funny the way it
We might
froze.
miss context, but it's all
Yeah,
good.
the
I'd
way
rather
it
miss
froze, it was
context than
like
repeat.
we were talking to these young kids, and then
And you
Twisted Tea.
and you were frozen like. Was this the same concert that you and a ditch had a little
Yeah.
meeting at?
Oh yeah, that was a walk home afterwards where I had a few, and we were walking and took a dive face. So that was me crushing it. And so we shot Twisted Tea with a kid, and we were giving them a hard time about Twisted Tea, and they said, "Oh, it's 8% alcohol, no chem." And we just at that point were like, "We're out of depth here. We gotta get going."
You're arguing with children at that point.
Yeah, we were like, there's probably something illegal about what we're doing right now.
Suddenly, a bunch of cops walked in, and Arnold came in and peed next to me again.
And if I could bring it back to peeing anymore,
Do you have is there a funny breast exam story you want to share with us?
Oh no. Womp womp. The internet.
Well, if he's talking though, we're talking over him. So I'm trying to give him.
Does it work like that though?
I hope. I don't.
I'm fairly
know.
certain it doesn't because we're recording to your localized computer.
my bad, y'all can hear me.
But
yes,
yeah, but Nate gets Nate gets 3 individual audio files and a master. So I don't know if he listens and then pulls. I think
it totally kicked me out of that the chat that time. I had to totally log back in.
Oh no,
well,
it's okay. Does he need permission for his video?
Oh, dope. Yeah, give me a sec. Let me go to. Fuck.
Kids are probably asleep. I can probably move somewhere better in a second now.
I'm asking. I'm afraid to keep kitten. There we go. Just go outside and
I think my kids are probably asleep. You probably moved somewhere where my Wi-Fi is better.
There you go. But no, it's been a good episode so far. I'm enjoying it.
I think I heard your breast exam.
Yep. Yeah, there was a whole paragraph about that, so we'd figure you'd just tell us the story if it was, something you're comfortable sharing.
Honestly, I was hoping you wouldn't ask me about it. It was like one of the most embarrassing moments in my entire life. No, it's fine to talk about it.
It's that or the best shit story you have, but I think the breast exam funny will be better. But if you're not comfortable sharing it, I'm not putting you on this.
No,
you 100% have an out. the out is, but I think it'll be the was it the juice will be worth the squeeze, and that's a really funny
Oh yeah.
considering we're talking about
No,
boobs.
it's not that bad. It's we were doing like a group. You have to learn how to do the breast exam at some point, and so you have these volunteers that go around, and most of them are like breast cancer survivors or their loved one died of breast cancer. They have these emotional stories. It's really brave what they're doing. And you go in as a group of four students, and they teach you how to do it, and then you do it on them, and you do the full exam, and then at the end of it, so I did my exam, and very serious, very kind of stressful room. She asked me, "How do you think that went?" And it turns out I have a problem enunciating between fun and fine, Fine. And so I said, "Oh, that was fine." And everybody in the room heard fun,
Oh
and the
no.
woman gave me such a hard time. She was like, "Excuse me, it was fun." And I totally was just in the moment, like my face flushed absolutely red. I was super embarrassed. I had to explain it. I'm not sure anybody believed me, but never lived that one down with some of my med school friends.
Oh no.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it was
thought that would be funnier than less sad, but the leading in with the breast cancer survivors part now I can't even laugh at it because it's just not funny. Like it's just that's sad. But
no,
that is
because
a
in the
very
end, she did. She understood, and she was a good
gotcha.
sport about it once I explained
That's
it. And I just kind of sat in the corner for the rest of the room and just said, "Please act like I'm not here."
I have to shrink now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't really be like embarrassed or shy or bashful or grossed out by stuff. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you've seen stuff in the operating room that's probably not as bad as what Garrett eats, but it might be.
Oh, dude.
yeah. For the sake of Big Joey, I'm not going to go into that.
Good deal. That do you think we need a do we need a medical field crew sticker? We've got so many different
Oh yeah. I was gonna ask, what
fields
are
that people are doing. We just had
the
the
forklift
accountants make
crew?
one the other day.
The forklift crew, I'm
Yeah.
working on one of those. What are your initials? Are you MD?
Yeah, and
That's
yeah, I think we should get a medicine, like medicine adjacent one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I know there's ICU nurses and core nurses. I think Paul works in the cath lab.
Yeah, yeah.
I had
Paul
sent out
Bryce.
something about a scrub cap with Mathnomic stuff on it. I don't want to bother
do a
Tanner and Tommy while they're like in the middle of planning to ask them about getting some talk, but
do a
that's next on
lift
my to-do list.
a lift scrub cap.
Something like
Like
that
Yeah,
it,
too.
that would be
Something that
amazing.
niche you might
it's
be
like the
better off
lift
just
hat.
getting you might be just better off getting Tanner's permission to just like use a logo and
Yeah.
print your own stuff and just distribute it to the boys. Or I mean, it's as much as I
Yeah, I
don't
think
like
that's
supporting
probably what I'll do.
Amazon, but like it's so easy to just put a logo on something on Amazon and it'll be at your house in a couple days, and you know it might be the move. Lots of good. So sports in high school, is that what did you do soccer? Is that why you're into soccer, or is it just was that just a sport you gravitated to?
No, I am a like one of the bad American soccer fans in that I only care about soccer during the World Cup.
Gotcha.
So I don't actually care that much. World Cup is one I gravitate towards. If the whole world cares about it and finds it important, like that's pretty cool. And people are traveling here to see it. So
Yeah.
I know jack shit about it. I ask my friend like what's an offside and what's not, and try and feel like I know what's going on. But I'm like one step above you, Keith, and Tommy and Tanner in my knowledge.
Gotcha. How's your wardrobe coming along? I think your wife says you're growing out of pants left and right. And it's already got to be hard to find like because shit. I'm gonna guess your length. Actually, I'm gonna guess your measurements there. So you're probably are you like a 40? Are you like a 40/40?
No, I think so. Here's the problem. I think I'm smaller than I am still, so I get like 36, 36.
Okay.
And the reason why I put it in there is she's sick of hearing me complain. But like I
Mhm.
kept complaining because it shows that I'm getting bigger and growing, like working. But yeah, I only have two pairs of pants that fit me right now. That's why I wear scrubs like to the office all the time, is because just one size fit all. They're not
Oh,
long enough. I wear high water basically all the time.
you
Just scrolling
just
nonstop.
hitting her with the I'm getting so muscular that nothing fits. Say shut
Annie, the
up.
shirt's too small, isn't it? Can you look?
Yeah. Oh, what else, Keith? Maybe time to move into some games.
Yeah,
We're almost
yeah,
near 2 hours.
yeah. FMK, Big Cow, fuck Mary Kill. Let's go with Florida Gators coaches. The where's that one at? I had it. I was just so Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, what is it? Mike Donovan? Is that the name?
Bi- Billy Donovan. Yeah.
Yeah. He just got fired from the Bills, so that's actually probably. Did you end up acquiring a Chicago fan base? A Did you like Chicago teams after going to med school there, or nothing to do with Chicago?
Um, no, I picked up the Blackhawks, which was very easy to pick up because they're winning the Stanley Cup when I was there. It was like when they three-peated, or not three-peated, but 3 times in like 5 years. But otherwise, as you know, Keith, I've become like a big Cleveland sports
Oh
fan. So
yeah,
I'm Browns, Cavs, Guardians a little bit less so, but I still follow.
I keep forgetting they're
But yeah,
not the Indians
so
anymore. That's
I know it's polarizing. So I have on the west side of Cleveland a lot of blue collar patients, and if I call it uh, the Guardians, they give me a really hard time.
oh,
So
I'm
I like have
sure.
to judge who it's going to be, and I'm not
Oh
correct every time. So it's
yeah.
I just try and stay away from that topic.
I mean, well,
Uh, so
that's fun. Okay, though, right? Is it fun or fine?
all right, so FMK, this
Spurrier,
is like
Meyer,
niche
Donovan. Yeah.
to
I mean, they're
yeah. I know Big
anyone
Jeff
that's
will know
followed
these
sports
coaches.
and all
I'm not
that. I
sure
mean,
anybody else.
I don't know. Anyone that's followed sports that are roughly, 30 to 40 should know all these guys. They were, some title. Spurrier's probably a little earlier
Yeah.
than the rest of them, but he also had a run in the NFL. So,
All right. So the easy one to kill is Urban. He just
because
seems like a dirtbag. I mean, he is a dirtbag. He doesn't
he's
seem like one.
he's such a douche.
But I mean, I love what he did for University of Florida. Put us back on the map. He won 2 national titles when I was there,
Yeah, he brought in a bunch of
so that was really
killers,
sweet.
literally.
I mean, you can tell when the Florida Gators team is going to be like decent because they start committing crimes. That's when they got kind of the when they're getting spicy. They have a little confidence.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that he's not a good human. He left us kind of high and dry and sort of left on weird terms. So that's an easy one to kill. And then Mary is pretty easy. I think that's Billy Donovan. He just seems like a stand-up guy. He won the 2 national titles for basketball a little bit before I got there,
Yeah, it's back
and
in the
he
Joakim
seems like
Noah days.
quality character. That's an easy Mary. Yeah, yeah. Joakim Noah, they had a really good team that year. But Al Horford, can't believe he's
Hmm.
still in the league. And then fuck would be Steve Spurrier. He's a spicy guy. He seems like he'd be a good hang.
Yeah,
Old ball coach.
we love it. Did Donovan end up leaving on his own terms? I can't remember. I know he tried to leave like
He
15
did.
years ago, and then he came back, and then he was with the Bulls for a few years, and then well, actually he was with Oklahoma City for a while too, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he started with the Thunder. He actually never came back. So he to the Thunder, and then he
Well,
was with
no,
the
I meant
Bulls for a
like
while.
I think didn't he like leave for like a day after like one of the 2 national titles or something 15 years ago? Like I think he took a job and then never went to
I,
it though, or something, or he retired and then came back like the next day or something stupid.
I might not be remembering it, but I think you're thinking of Urban because Urban like
Oh, okay.
retired on us and then came back and then quit the
Yeah,
next year.
maybe I might be off.
Um,
I'm not always
yeah,
right.
so Billy left on his own terms when he just got poached to go to the pros.
Gotcha.
Got no hard feelings there.
Cool beans. Good answers. I can't really argue with that. Urban Meyer is a piece of shit it's for sure.
Amen.
Okay. Mount Rushmore. We got a funny one here. Mount Rushmore of your Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah, it's a little opposite being a Taylor Swift fan when the Disney's gym tour
Mm.
and they had Taylor Swift like with the Jesus behind them. So that's she's up in our gym. So let's see. I Fate of Ophelia is a banger. It's a recent one, so I'm digging that one. see. She had a song with the guy from Honey Bear that I'm not going to remember the title of, but it was on Evermore. No, it was on Folklore, which was kind of her like dark emo period during COVID when she was like out in the woods and writing. So there's some good dark stuff on there. But oh, that one was Exile. So Exile is a pretty dope song. And let's see, got to go Midnights because that album is kind of what got me into her. Let's do Karma. Karma is a great song. And then let's see here. I think Anti-Hero. So Anti-Hero is the one. I know this music's not exactly up the normal metal talk on you and you.
Correct.
But and this is like, I semi-ironically started liking Taylor Swift, and I was like, oh shit, she's actually really good, and I
That's
kind
how
of
it
enjoy her
starts.
music.
Yep.
And Annie was explaining to me the anti-hero like lyrics and all that stuff, and I actually listened. I'll give it to her. She can write some fucking music.
Mm-hmm.
So started listening to her, and yeah, she's got a lot of bangers. Can't argue.
She getting? Are you on your edge of your seat for her supposed wedding at the Times Square or the basketball court or the
MSG.
yeah
Yeah.
that
We were just talking about that at dinner tonight, and we're fully bought in on that. It's a decoy wedding. So
yeah
that's my
like
theory.
yeah because like why would you get married on 4th of July? And that's just kind of a goofy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, but
psyop.
Annie, yeah, exactly. Big Annie, my wife, who's also a supporting member,
Hey, there you
is
go.
a
Burying the lead
huge,
to get her on.
huge Taylor fan. So, I'm kind of a secondhand Taylor fan. And once you hear it enough, you just kind of, yeah, you got to buy it.
Yeah, you have no choice.
It's
Exactly.
Big Annie joining you on your voyage out to the Dean.
She's not this time. I'm kind of slow playing it with Annie. She's like a crew adjacent. I don't want to
Yeah, I was
scare
gonna
her off.
ask it. So is she crew on her own accord, or did you just sign her up and now you get like two gifts every year?
Yeah, it worked out. So after the Eagle, I increased my membership. And I was like, I got to throw the guys a few extra bones, but I kept getting charged the other, like the LaCroix level.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, just make that one Big Annie, so we'll
Well, that
get her on
works.
as sporting member. Try and make it easy on the boys, and then
Yeah,
eventually see if I can get her out to the Dean whipping some shitties.
I dig it. I dig it. What what kind of numbers you looking to hit this summer? Well, I keep saying like it's a fucking more than 15 days out. So
Yeah,
in just over 2 weeks, what is your
yeah. I so squat. I'm hoping to get like somewhere between 430 to 440.
nice?
Uh, Deadlift. I'm hoping to get around maybe 530, 540. And then bench is the one that I fight the most. I'd be happy with 280, 285. If I have a really good meet, I might hit above that, but bench is always my struggle.
Just because your arms are so long. Do you bench as wide as you can just to kind of help with the arm length?
Yeah, I asked Big Brandon if he does that too, because he's also a tall guy. But it just doesn't feel comfortable. I get shoulder pain if I go too wide. It like stresses me, but I'm still kind of messing with that. But I won't be going super wide for lift hard, live easy. I'm thinking after that meet, I might experiment with that and try and see if that helps with the range of motion.
Yeah, I dabbled with it, but it is always tweaks my pec. But I don't know if it's someone that's taller, if you'll have the same amount of stress because you going as wide as you legally can isn't the same as me going as wide as I legally can. Similar to what we were talking. What did we say? Oh, when Joey we were talking about the frame carry, how it's a completely different. Like we're doing as wide as you can do, but it's completely different for someone else. So I'm curious how that would
Right.
like logistically transfer over. But all right, you got some Rushmore for him there, or no? We already did that. So you have an ad read
Sure did.
for us, and then we can get into other games.
Yeah,
Not an ad read.
affiliate time.
That
No, that's okay. I figured it out. I knew what you meant.
that term.
Yes. Barbell Rescue. Use code unpaid there to get your shafts nice and clean. Home Gym Con. It's coming up. If you don't have your tickets by now, use code unpaid and get your tickets. And of course, our friends over at Gym Radar. Don't know who they are, but I'm sure they're handsome.
Well done. All right. Well, this is the time that everyone's favorite game. It's called Unpaid or Underrated. Kyle, are you familiar?
Yes, I am.
All right. So unpaid. No one wants to be unpaid, and underrated is pretty good. So that's how we like to play it. Others interpret it differently. I don't. So unpaid or underrated. The last three books of the Red Rising series.
Ooh, I would say underrated. I am I'm like maybe 2/3 of the way through Lightbringer, the last
Mhm.
of the book that he has out right now, and I think these books are phenomenal. I mean, I like them a little bit more than maybe the first three.
Really?
So I feel like, yeah, I feel like the first book, I love them all. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
obsessed with this series right now. But I think the first book, Red Rising, is like kind of, sets the stage for the rest, but it's the most off tone with the rest of the series.
Fair.
And I don't know, man, the character arcs, like it took a little getting used to the multiple perspectives
Hmm.
early on, but I think it's allowed for some incredible character development. And I don't want to give any spoilers. I know a lot of crew are reading, but by the end of it, it's like you have villains who you actually care about their story. And just like in, Batman or other excellent series where they develop the villains, I think it makes the story so much richer. I feel like that series, the writing of it is so much better than it deserves to be for like the type of book that it is. He like does
Hmm.
that. I enjoy it at least, and it feels like a solid series. Although I've heard he's delayed the last one. Did you hear that?
I honestly haven't been keeping. I kind of burned through the six of them, and I'm just like, all right, I'm Paul. I haven't even really. I kind of ended up deep diving into the Carl Dungeon Caller Carl lately,
Dungeon
and
Crawler. Yeah,
that one's enjoyable. But I really enjoyed Red Rising. I think I burned through all six of them in less than a year. But
yeah.
all audiobooks. I don't know. Are you an audiobook or a sit down and read guy?
I usually read before bed, so
Gotcha.
I'm doing Kindle reading, which this is a bad series to read right before bed because it's a page turner.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, and
You're like, oh fuck, it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, I got to get to the next chapter. Goddamn
yeah,
cliffhanger.
this is supposed to be putting me to sleep at night, not keeping me up until 1.
I do remember. Yeah, I definitely went through a lot of that in my when I did before I had a phone that I could multitask, listen to a book and play on my phone. It was just when I just pre-smart devices. It was just staying up with a book light and a damn book in the other room so it wouldn't keep the wife up and just fucking burning through books like nonstop. But it's just easier to I don't know. I'm become a lazy reader. All right,
Yeah,
unpaid or but I good answers. I did like the books. Personally, the first I don't know. They're not bad. They're just different kind of thing. It's
yeah,
not better. It's not worse. It is just different. But
yeah.
definitely a great series. If you are looking for books to read, give that one a whirl.
Agree.
Unpaid or underrated. The word literally.
Oh, that used to be a huge pet peeve of mine.
I
I've
heard.
probably relaxed on that a little bit, but just the way I feel like that word is maybe waned in how often it's getting used, but it used to be used literally all the time, and it would just drive me freaking nuts. So, I don't know. I've cooled on that, but yeah, that one ground my knurling for a long
Oh
time.
yeah. So have you been? You said you've done the first 300, so you have heard the literal episode, the Massonomics literally episode, right?
Yeah,
Did that one kind of bring back memories, or nails
I, I
nails
think
on a
I'm
chalkboard?
I think I'm getting soft, Keith. It didn't
Oh
like
no.
get me riled up at all, man. I don't know.
Okay. Well, uh, I was gonna have a really vulgar segue, but I was gonna say, speaking of, no, never mind.
Yeah. Nope.
Let it rip,
Moving on.
man.
Speaking of things that don't get you soft, what's the importance of a regular prostate exam? Unpaid or underrated prostate exams?
I'll say prostate exams are unpaid. Um, the so it turns out most primary care doctors shouldn't be doing them. Research shows that they're just not good enough at it, and most trainees don't. And I think that comes as welcome news to like every primary care doc. The reality is, as urologists now, we have so many more tools at our disposal that we have MRIs, we have different blood tests, urine tests, whatever. I do everything possible to try and avoid it unless I actually think it's going to change what I do for the patient. I have an immense fear. I mean, you know, I've done thousands of them. But I have an immense fear that I'm going to put a glove in doing a rectal exam and pull it back and have the glove have a hole in it. And I think that
Uh-huh.
every time I do a rectal exam now with like one of these cheap office gloves. So yeah, it's that lives rent free in my head every time I'm examining a guy. So I try and minimize it unless it's really necessary.
I'll do a bonus, but more just for the personal question. Unpaid or underrated. Shit, what's the word I'm looking for? Colonoscopies, and is that in your field, or is that a complete? Is that veer off too far?
Yeah, very different field.
Okay,
It's
never mind then.
either gastroenterology or colorectal surgery.
Gotcha. And I think
But
when I ask him,
I'll say underrated. People should get their
yeah, yeah.
colonoscopies. I
Well,
think
I think when I
colon
asked
cancer's
about
on the rise. So
when I asked about prostate exams in my head, I was asking about a colonoscopy, and I'm like, oh wait, he's talking about the finger up the ass thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that makes more sense of why they, yeah, okay, yeah. So
Yeah, and
when,
it's called digital rectal exam because you're using your digit to do it.
Of course. Yep.
yeah,
I put it in the Discord once, and Tanner was like, "I prefer my rectal exams analog." Like, I couldn't tell if he was trolling or if the digital thing was throwing him off.
yeah, no, I've this is my wife who's worked in a with what her field is. She's come home with horror stories from the forensic science jobs and cases she's
Yeah,
worked on, and so she's like used those terms for me in like sexual assault cases, and I'm like, oh, I didn't need to know that, but cool, as in uncool though, for sure. All right, I'm done.
Unpaid or underrated licorice?
fucking hate licorice. You guys
Come
like licorice?
on.
No,
I
I
love
fucking
black
hate it.
licorice.
Oh man,
Red
I can't
licorice
do
isn't
it.
licorice. It's not, it's just cherry
Wax.
flavored wax.
Yeah, you said that before. I
Yep.
remember.
Well, I'm glad we agree on that one, but even black licorice can't do it. Although that being said, I what are your opinions on rumple mints?
I don't know what that is.
Have you had rumple mints before, Joey?
Isn't that
I
like
think
a
it's
shot?
licorice flavored. I mean, you usually take it as a shot, but it's kind of licorice flavored, and for whatever reason, I don't mind that. But
No,
oh,
I think we would have Zambuca would be the closest
yeah,
thing here.
very similar.
Yeah.
Um,
Delicious.
yeah, I agree. Well, I don't know why, but something about like the texture of that kind of candy, where it's just like sugar mushed in your teeth.
You
Oh, okay. So okay, I see what you're saying. So like I have these ones that are just they're little black like jawbreakers and they're aniseed flavored, but they're black
Yeah,
licorice, right?
yeah.
Like I actually don't like licorice.
aniseed. Did you say
Aniseed,
aniseed
yes.
is like shit you put on bolts so they don't rust. What are you talking about?
I'm
Anise,
talking about
Anis.
yeah,
E.
aniseed. It's where the flavor of licorice, it's very similar to it.
Aniseed.
Uh-huh.
So
Not
Um,
not anus, Keith.
yeah.
aniseed.
Um, and actually candy coated aniseed is really fun after a good Indian meal as well. And it gives you
I'm
that
open
licorice
to it, but
flavor, but without the chewing the wax garbage. I see what you're saying. Okay.
so I'll go officially unpaid on that.
Unpaid or underrated erectile dysfunction ads targeted at young adults.
Oh, it drives me fucking nuts. I can't believe how many there are these days.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I could go on for this one for a long time. I mean, I think it really preys on a lot of men's insecurities and makes them think like young guys need to be taking a drug that they don't need. Uh, I think they also, all right, so this is another kind of side tangent about it. These drugs are cheap. Like they are very cheap. There's generics of them now. If you use a coupon from like one of these websites, GoRx or something, you can get Viagra for like 20 cents a pill, 30 cents a pill from your doctor, just prescribed to the pharmacy. But they market it as if they have these cheap rates and then they sell it at these crazy high rates. So not only are they like unethically prescribing meds without even talking to a guy, assessing the need for it, whether they, whether there's any need for it at all, they're also upcharging, which of course, I mean, it's like capitalism and the enshittification of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and they certainly they overpromise, they underdeliver. It seems like more and more of my patients show up being like, "Hey, I tried this internet ad for like Blue Chew or something. They charged me X amount of money. It's not doing what they said, and like, can I actually talk to you about this?" So yeah, I think this direct to consumer advertising, specifically in an area that men are so vulnerable on, is pretty fucked up. Unpaid, big time.
Agreed. Certainly agreed. That's part of the problems I had a lot with like peptides and things like that, where it's just like, you know, that's what it is. It's just saying like, yo, you could be bigger, you could be thinner, you could be this, you could be that. Buy our product. And like, I was at a party yesterday, and this girl was saying, "Oh, I might get on peptides," and I just simply said, "Have you tried lifting heavier weights?" And she's like, "I go to the gym 4 days a week, and I have a personal trainer, and I do this and I do that." I'm like, "Yeah, have you tried just doing it more?" Right? Like, it just, yeah, it's this easy idea that I can take a pill and it's fixed, right?
Right. I'm with you,
No,
man.
no, it is not. My last one, unpaid or underrated, doing it for the boys.
Doing it for the boys. Yeah.
Ferda.
I bet. Say that again.
Ferda. It's
Doing it for the boys. It's
yeah, it's a
probably.
Canadian code. It just means for the boys.
Oh yeah, no, I gotcha. I heard you say the other day Skoden too. Is that something that you say in Canada?
Yeah, that one has a long history. Um, Up here on the native reservations, there's a certain accent that
Yeah.
some of the native population have, and Skoden comes from there. I have a lot of friends who are native, and I was introduced to that word, and some of the other stuff that they do there. So I say Skoden sometimes.
Have you ever seen the show um, Reservation Dogs? Not
Yes,
Reservoir Dogs, but Reservation Dogs.
I've seen the
Uh,
first season, not the second. Yes.
yeah, I've watched a couple episodes.
Yeah, my wife and I love that show. It's one of our. It's probably on our Rushmore of shows.
Nice.
They say Skoden in that show as well. It kind of picked
Yep,
up a lot of the
Mm.
lingo.
Skodens do this.
Anyways,
Bebsy.
doing it doing it for the boys. This referencing, I don't know, got a new group of boys, and I'll just say underrated. There's not a whole lot of story to it. Just it's good to have male friends. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, yeah. It's been hard keeping up. We've got a group chat now with a bunch of the guys that I grew up with, and like we literally have to schedule. Okay, we're gonna go for wings on this night, and like we have to see each other. Like this needs to be done because all of us will just live alone and never
Totally.
see anybody all the time. So we like force each other to be friends again. We used to hang out every weekend for 10 years, and now life finds a way. I think you passed unpaid and underrated. Great work. I think we can air this episode then.
I do have a couple. I want like
Sweet.
one more follow up before you can turn the tables on us, if you don't mind. All right. So reverse vasectomy, is that something you see often? And I think maybe it was probably on a fucking TV show or something, but like I've seen a guy, or there was the hypothetical person that's got like multiple, got it done, got it undone, got it done, got it undone. Is that something you've seen or heard about? And then just in general, the idea of it, I guess, or how often do you have guys that come in and say, yeah, I got this done when I was 40 with my first wife, and now I'm married to a 25-year-old and she wants fucking more kids, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I do a number of vasectomies. I don't do any vasectomy reversals, so those patients don't get scheduled with me. They get shunted over to our infertility specialist. They say on average about 10% of guys will at some point desire a reversal.
Ugh,
Uh, but yeah, I fortunately don't run into that situation a ton. I
gotcha.
will say vasectomy reversal. So my usual feel on it when I'm talking to guys about vasectomy is it's not covered by insurance for us here at UH. It's about 10 grand out of pocket. Um,
Jesus.
the chance of success, so your chance of getting sperm to return to the ejaculate is about, it's actually not bad. It's
Oh,
about
the
70%.
reverse vasectomy. Okay, I thought you were saying a vasectomy out in general isn't covered. And I was like, that can't be right. Maybe it
No,
is.
no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Vasectomies are much, much cheaper than that. The
Okay.
reversal itself is not
Yeah, yeah,
covered.
yeah. Word.
So your chance of getting sperm again is about 70%, but the chance of achieving natural pregnancy is only about 30%.
Oh, that's not worth it.
So a lot of these guys, they go through a surgery, they get reversed, they can't get pregnant, then they end up doing IVF, which you actually don't need a reversal to do IVF.
Oh
Mm,
no. Yep.
So it's like a lot to put yourself through for not a chance of success.
well, interesting. All right. Did you have anything for us, my friend?
I do. I am going to start with a question for both. And this is a backlog throwback to Big Jen's episode. Can soap be dirty?
No.
Yes.
No.
Absolutely. If I stick a bar of soap in my stinky ass and then don't really wash it off and just stick it back on the, I have a deep ass. I've got like big cheeks. I got deep cheeks, as one of the guys on the old Huck Finch episode, I think. Mark, oh, John Anderson referred to himself as deep cheeks or something because he had such a thick ass. Like, I've got really big glutes, so I've got a big ass. So there's a lot of places that soap would need to get into that's part of the asshole. So you don't want to be touching that. But I don't use a bar of soap. But a bar of soap can 1,000,000% be contaminated. If you'd have to wash it off, and then you would still have chunks of fucking. I don't use a bar of soap, so I couldn't tell you. But I couldn't. I don't
Okay,
have that
okay.
problem.
But then how do you clean soap?
Just would wash it until it's
Wash it with what?
you're washing it with itself, but it's still dirty before you
Yep.
wash it with itself. You're
Yeah.
still having to.
So what's the first step that you do before you apply soap? You get it wet and bubble it. You froth it. You wash it.
Yeah, and all that's falling on you, or at
No.
least on your feet.
You're
So
not- you're not just-
you're
you're
getting
not
my
just dry
shitty you're getting my
puddings.
shitty soap on your
No.
feet, and now you got athlete's feet. So I would
Now-
not share a bar of soap with me, but I also don't use a bar of soap. So
No,
Yeah,
no.
I
Soap
think if you just
cannot
rinse it
be
off,
dirty.
though, as long as there's not a big chunk on it, you're probably good to go.
Right? And then somebody in the Discord put like this AI picture of hairy soap, and they're like, "See, it can get dirty." I was like, "This picture's fake." Like, what are you? So, like, can stuff be on soap? Yes, but like that soap is not inherently dirty. You literally just need to get it wet, and then the soap does the soap's job, which is clean.
I guess
I
it depends on how you interpret the question. Can soap be dirty? Was that what you
if
said?
if I had a bar of soap and
Anything.
if I put pepper on it, there's pepper on that soap, and that soap is dirty to you. That's your example.
Yeah.
But the moment I get the soap wet to use it, I have to froth it. That soap is now clean.
You go put pepper on your soap and tell me how long and how much water you have to waste to get all the pepper out. And if your soap has the indent, if it has like the Dove logo or the fucking Zest logo, that's going to be a lot harder to get the shit or the pepper in your case out of that logo. You're going to be getting with your fucking fingernail and start digging it out because soap ain't. Unless you have a fucking pressure washer, different shower heads or different rates of water flow. So
What?
your water ain't going to clean as good as somebody else's water unless you have a very high pressure water system. Someone that has very mild water pressure or a low flow shower head ain't going to clean that soap as well as you think. I don't know. I'm thinking of like the worst bar of soap in the world.
I don't think you understand how soap works.
I
in this
just think you
instance.
don't mind having other people shit on your body. That's okay.
I think I'm the only person that uses my soap, but also
Well, that's then you're doesn't matter then.
my own shit on my own body, except for the fact that it's soap and it cleans right off. like it's one of those. I bring it back to the automatic soap dispensers in people's houses. Okay, why did you buy that? Well, because my soap dispenser is dirty. Okay, what do you do then after you apply the soap from the dirty soap dispenser? You clean your hands. It doesn't matter if your soap dispenser's dirty.
You're better off having a faucet that turns off by itself and a door that opens with a kick
Exactly.
plate.
Yeah, but like now we're getting to like, yeah, germaphobe stuff. But like, well, when you got dirty hands, you touch your soap dispenser, then what? Then you got dirty hands again. Yeah, but then you're about to wash your hands with the soap you just applied. So either way, to me, no, I don't think soap can be inherently dirty. Can you get stuff on soap? Like, yes, does sometimes hair end up on your soap? Yes, but the very nature of soap is to clean that stuff and it will fix itself.
I go to a lot of apartments and I've been in a lot of like, say you're in a mechanic's house and he washes his greasy hands with that bar of soap. That bar of soap is not the same as somebody else's bar of soap. That is
no, so that's a very good example. But he still gets to use that soap to clean those hands. The soap is still doing the soap's job. Whether the soap has a stain or a contaminant, the soap is still doing the soap's job of cleaning.
Okay, well, what was the question? What rephrase?
Can soap be dirty?
Yes, and in its core, anything can be dirty by having something on it that is foreign. That doesn't mean that it's.
So then maybe we haven't decided on what dirty means, because I think dirty means this is useless, throw it out. Like, how many bars of soap would you have to go through if every time something was on your soap, you got rid of it? You wouldn't. That would be an insane behavior. You would keep using that soap.
Kyle's awful quiet. Does he have an opinion?
I think
No,
he's
this
just
is exactly
enjoying
what
us
I
someone
go.
wanted
as
to
someone that has
happen.
to as someone has to wash his how many times do you have to sing the national anthem until your hands are clean? Is that one of those things a doctor is that a little don't you guys have like a 2 minute rule or something washing up to your elbows?
Yeah, yeah, or you could just use the instant, uh, basically the goop that dries and sterilizes on your hands. It leaves
Hmm.
a little bit of a film, but you don't have to scrub every single time.
We didn't have that when
Is
my
that
son was.
film dirty? You know, because
I
Yeah,
will
can
say,
the
Keith,
film get
we have a
dirty?
fresh bar of soap every time. It's not really a bar, but it is a fresh one every time.
yeah, is someone at the hospital cleaning those bars of soap if they have bars of soaps if they didn't have a dispenser?
No, no bars of soap. We're a single use for the sponges in the
Uh,
OR.
I'm curious if someone. So you had listened to Jen's episode somewhat recently. Then it sounds like were our arguments from 3 years ago similar than our arguments today?
Yeah, I don't think they changed. I think I think they were a little bit more developed. Like you're a little bit more
Nice.
entrenched in your opinions, and so you had better examples to give this time around.
Well, this is the unchanged and underrated podcast, so that makes sense, and that is good. We've evolved in our ability to articulate better, which I appreciate hearing that good feedback.
All right, I'll try and keep it short so I don't keep you guys too long. But Big Keith, what's your favorite high school football memory?
Ooh, man, winning two state championships was fucking awesome, but just practice with the boys. Like I was just like I miss those days so much.
For the
Maybe
boys.
Berta.
I don't even like freshman football was cool. Winning the championships was cool on varsity, but like I never started on varsity other than on special teams. And I mean, I played a shit ton because we were pretty fucking good. So like second team played like the whole second half, pretty much like 80% of the season. So I played most of the games. I played as much as the starters, and so it got a lot of field time. But like, man, JV was fun. Like as like minimal effort as the coaches put into JV because we just had like one coach that went with us half the time and like maybe like a volunteer or something. But like I'm actually still like I'm like friends with that coach like they're 20 years later. I think just JV football was really fun just because you got to play the whole game pretty much. Well, you're only supposed to play the first half, and then the ability to play because you're supposed to be able to play 4 quarters a week, depending, and you can split it between JV and varsity, but no one enforced that really, and it was fun. But winning two championships was really cool. But I don't know,
Just
man. There's
playing
just
with the boys.
the whole like just you're never gonna recreate that. Like I mean, we're essentially chasing that memory doing shit like this and lifting with your boys, but like the actual just being on the field and being part of such a big group, um, so many different walks of life of people and stuff, but like coming together and that's a hard one to even think about. But like those were definitely like physically some of the hardest times of your life, but like just you're fucking you're 15 to 18, so you bounce back from anything. So, but it was
Yeah,
something you'll never experience as an adult for the most part. No matter how much you chase like lifting groups and lifting
the
events and
competition and
yeah, like
yeah,
I think that's why I probably have such a bug. Like that's why I enjoy competing because I competed every Friday for fucking 15 weeks for 4 years straight and then middle school and everything and I was just played a lot of football growing up, and just like the game time jitters and shit is kind of like pre-meet jitters and just that having to go pee 100 times, which I guess I'm talking to the right guy. I
yeah.
get those nervous pees where
I
you just
peed
go and
like
you go and dribble fucking 4 times like at the meet just I piss at the meet 30 times.
I was getting the nervous peas before the podcast tonight.
Well, you've done well, friend. That's been good. That was a good question. It's brought back a lot of good memories. I wish I could articulate it better, but it's just everything. It's like
No, I think
winning
you
helped
captured the
though.
feeling of it.
I think if I was on a team, I think if I didn't have the like if we've lost like losing fucking sucked. I would say least fun would be losing in my 4 years on the varsity team or whatever. We lost fucking like four games. Yeah, because we went undefeated twice, and then we lost one regular season game, and then lost the game that would have put us in the championship my sophomore and senior year. So that yeah, losing sucks. All
All right. Well, if that's it, we can round it out. Keith,
right.
where do we find you? No, not Keith.
Big
Kyle,
Kyle,
where do we find you?
where you at, buddy?
You can find me at Naptime Barbell on Instagram or Big Kyle in the Discord.
Nice.
Find me at Joey_Malesko, MLECZKO on Instagram, or the DILF Dungeon on Gym Radar.
Indeed. We have the Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. We got the website, unpaidinternpodcast.com. More importantly, that You and You channel in the Massonomics Discord. We love seeing you guys get in there and chit chat, so keep that up. I'm Keith Honeycutt73. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar. We'll see you next Tuesday.